Gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah, listen. I'm sure there's a reason, but I got something to. I got to figure out how to get a garage door repairman. So what? I don't know. Whatever. What? You go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Why did you? What happened here? Why did you do that?
On this day.
Okay. Yeah.
Peter Gabriel was born. He is 68.
A+ garage door repair. Oh, these are the people I've used before. And
because they're at the top of the phone directory.
I guess
because they're A+.
Actually, I looked around. I looked a little. I called a couple other places. They responded quickly. You know what? So I almost didn't make it to work. I was trapped in my garage, and I couldn't get the door to go up or down. And then the wire came off. And what I'm going to have them do is take. Automatic garage doors are wonderful.
Yes.
Until they screw up.
Yes.
And then they're a mess, and it's very difficult to fix them yourself. And but I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather's garage, he had a garage door, and you know how you opened it? There was a handle down at the bottom with a lock on it, and you could lock it or unlock it. You didn't need to lock it, but you'd grab those handles and you just throw it up.
Yeah. And that was the end
manually.
Of it. Yeah.
And it would slide pretty well. Once you got it going, it would kind of whoomp up into place.
Yeah.
No motor, no wires to mess around with. Now, I assume that occasionally it would go out of the track or something like that. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, do that. I wonder if they even do manual garage. They probably
I'm
do.
sure they do.
Just take all that crap out.
Well,
now, you have to get out of the car
and
throw the garage door open, get back in the car and pull in, but what the hell?
Your electric door has worked for years, and now you're just wanting to get rid of it.
No.
No?
Didn't I just say I have used these people before? 3 or 4 times. And the garage door is maybe 2 years old.
You've had to call them 3 or 4 times in 2 years?
Yes.
Then I'd be calling the people that put it in and said, that's ridiculous.
No. The people, the A1 people, it's a fine garage. It's a fine garage door. I said, is there something wrong here? And they said, no.
3 or 4 times in a couple of years sounds like a lot.
They just do that. They do that.
So you're inside the garage and you're stuck.
Well, actually, I had gotten out of the garage, and it didn't close all the way, so I went and messed with it, and it got worse. And now it's kind of So what I need to do is make sure my wife is not going to be able to get her car out. I was just dicking with it for so long, trying to get it to work the right way, and it got worse and worse and worse. So I'm going to have to. Listen, you guys can all check in, and we'll officially start. I'm kidding. I'm going to call.
You think you're going to call at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's an emergency?
Honey, yes, I do, because it says right here, 24 hours.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Because they know garage doors suck.
I've not had any trouble with mine in all the years I've lived in my house.
I don't. It's funny. I had the only other automatic garage door I had. I would periodically, it just would go.
The
crazy.
only problem I've had with my garage door is, as we've gotten newer cars, the instrument panel that you pair to open it wouldn't take, because it's a newer car and it's an older garage door.
They don't talk to each other.
Doesn't talk to each other, so we had to get those little ones you get at Home Depot.
Which is fine.
Is fine.
And see, I have to say that this problem this morning, this was an accident. It was so I have a little key fob thing that opens my garage door and closes it on my keychain. And I guess I accidentally hit that as I was standing in the garage, and the tailgate of my car was up.
Oh.
So it came down and touched that.
So it knocked it off the track.
Yeah,
so
but it just touched it. And then everything goes wrong, and now there's a wire hanging down, and it's like, so I mean, it works fine until there's the slightest little irritation, and then A+.
Yeah, we've been in our house for about 15 years, and our garage door is It's about 20 years old. And
Well, pin a rose on your garage nose.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
Your garage is great.
I'm just wondering-
I live in a poor part of town.
I'm just wondering what you did
Yeah,
to
well,
it,
'cause
what you're
it's only
doing
2
to
years
it.
old.
Listen. I live in an urban area. I don't know.
Are you saying that kids are coming around at
I
night
don't
and punching
know.
it or something?
It's rats.
It's rats.
It's the urban rats.
Is that it?
Rats are living in the-
Well, listen, once you get a hold of these
plus garage door.
garage door people, once you get a hold of them, to thank them, I think you should send them some flowers.
Okay.
Proflowers.com.
All
Thank
right.
you for being there 24 hours a day. Certainly your Valentine has been there for you 24
hours a day.
And so naturally, you waited until the day before Valentine's Day to
But,
get something.
but it's still, you still have time. It's
Yes,
not
you
too
do.
late.
Believe it or not, you can. Proflowers.com, Valentine's Day bouquet from Proflowers. Perfect. They have the classic red from the gorgeous rose collection, which is the ones that I like. But they also have a huge assortment of unique bouquets and plants as well. It's not just, flowers, it's plants. That'd be kind of a nice thing to send to your Valentine on their desk at work.
I like a plant.
Yes, guaranteed to be delivered fresh. They stay fresh for 7 days. If you follow the directions, I've had them last a lot longer. And right now, because you can hear my voice, you can send any bouquet to your Valentine and save 20% off any purchase of $29 or more. Here's how you do it. Hurry and order today. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Order right now. Get 20% off your purchase of $29 or more. Go to proflowers.com and use the code X96 in the special codes box at checkout. That's proflowers.com. The code is X96. Well, on this week's brand new episode, we prepare for Black Panther, talk the Shining sequel, read fan mail and hate mail, plus a whole lot more. It's me and my friends talking about the geeky stuff we love. Find us at geekshowpodcast.com. The X96 app, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. It's free and not safe for work. The name of the episode is White Mystery.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct from the haunted house near you, he's the guy who chased you out at the end. He wears
I was scared.
He wears the hockey mask and threatens you with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
He is Chainsaw Guy.
Yeah. How are you? You're the little girl who wet her pants last time, aren't you?
You scare me every time, James.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Guy, it's good to see you. Of course, a lot of people know you as the guy who chases you out at the end of the haunted house with the chainsaw.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
And you've been very busy.
Yes, very busy. This is my big night.
But a lot of people don't know that Chainsaw Guy is also a very sensitive man, especially in the ways of love and
Oh,
relationships.
thank you. And I am a licensed sex therapist.
Now, when
Sex therapy?
when you are
why
doing
not?
when you're doing your sessions, do you wear the mask, or do you take it off ever?
The mask never comes off. I do change the jumpsuit occasionally. You like the new one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, well, I thought it was time for a new set of overalls, and so I got the bright orange like a prison inmate.
That's very nice.
Yeah,
It adds to the menace.
thank you.
All right, Chainsaw Guy, we have. I believe we indulge her every year. Chainsaw Guy, we have on the line Tim, who Tim is on the line, who's desperately in need of some of your love advice. Tim, go ahead and tell Chainsaw Guy exactly what's going on and ask your question when you're finished.
Sure, Chainsaw Guy. Well, my question is, I'm in a relationship with a girl named Aubrey right now, and everything's going swimmingly with her. She's great. The problem is with her mother. Her whole family is all LDS and very LDS, and I'm very not LDS.
Yes.
Her mother naturally has a problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know, Chainsaw Guy, what should I do?
Well, Tim, I'll be going to say, and I don't think it is. Or so is the story in it. And okay, and that's something. I had this in, and again, and then mother and daughter, and you take both of them out that you send those brothers, for a lot of not cemetery, and a carry on talk, and I take the person over, and I say the visitor. And then I end up doing both.
So there you go, Tim.
Thank you very much.
I left out the part where, Chainsaw Guy has his chainsaw with him. It's all a key.
It's a pulling.
Part of the, it's a pulling. Yes, it is a pulling.
I'll get
Catherine,
rid of a heck of armor.
I don't blame you. Catherine, Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your question?
All right. I'm curious because I've been dating this guy
Yeah?
a couple weeks.
Are you bi curious?
Are you bi curious is what he's asking?
That's what I said. Are you bi curious?
No. I'm just curious because he keeps on saying that he wants to just love me to pieces.
Oh.
And I just don't know if I should let him do that because it kind of creeps me out.
Uh-huh. Well.
So, Chainsaw Guy, what should Catherine do?
Well, Catherine, what I can do is, first to the Lord, is to get a refrigerated truck, and then to do it in the thing. And then, the second on the line, he's 13, oh, little good, and then get down, and then, I kind of get a little bit, and then, he just flies him, and then, he will up for them, and then he can love more of you in more places.
There you go, Catherine. I hope that helped. Are we done, Gina?
One more.
I'm always up, although I'm very busy. I've got
He does have to go and sharpen the chainsaw
Just
blade.
one
but-
more. Just one more.
All right.
What do you mean? It's not a chainsaw blade. It's a chain, you idiot.
Yeah. Brittany,
Hello.
Hi, Brittany.
Chainsaw Guy is here. What is your, tell us about your situation and then ask Chainsaw Guy what to do.
I have this friend that we've been friends for a long time, and I have a crush on him, and I just met his new girlfriend, and he wants me to honestly tell him what I think of her, and I can't stand her, and I want to tell him how I feel, but I just don't know. Chainsaw Man, what should I do?
Well, I just Catherine, Brittany, whatever your name is, I think I know. And then go first. So you get her girlfriend, and then you're going to hit it. You really have a partner. So what you need to do is try about to see what you think of her. And then you go home, and then I think there's no going for it to marry. And then if you think of the word, and then you want to do, and then I think the color the very end up in a three-way.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Brittany, thank you.
No, thank you.
Can I go now? I've got a lot of people to scare.
Yes, thank you very much.
Sure.
Chainsaw Guy.
Are they performing now?
All
See
right,
you
yes.
later.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chainsaw Guy. It's just amazing he makes time on Halloween.
Look at that. He's out the door. Look at that.
There he goes.
Here he goes. Orange jumpsuit, his pulling chainsaw. There he
Hockey
goes.
mask.
For another year, gone.
Glad he got rid of the Husqvarna.
Yeah.
It's not as scary as a
No.
pulling
No.
because they're higher pitched.
Yeah. I remember when he started, all he could afford was an eager beaver.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. 619.
Check in with the Radio from Hell show at 877-602-9696. Check in. Tell us what you're doing today. Tell us if you work for a garage door company, for instance, and it says 24-hour service on your ad online. 24-hour service, but you can't show up until 8 o'clock. Why is that? Tell me why that is. If it says 24-hour service, doesn't that mean service?
You talk talked to a live person. That's service.
That's not service.
And if you call, you might win something. Utah Sportsman's Vacation and RV Show returns to the Mountain America Expo Center, formerly the Southtown Expo Center, February 15th through the 18th. Get tickets at utahRVshow.com.
877-602-9696. Maybe you know a garage door company, repair company, that if I called them now, they would say, sure, I can be there in a half an hour. It'll cost you, but I'll be there because we offer 24-hour service. Hi.
Starting the show brought to you by LASIK at Hoops Vision. Now this resolution is easy. Ask about 24 months, 0 interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
The moon is just now 5% of full. It's almost gone away. It will set today at 4:09 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 13th day of February in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most egregious radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer and lady-in-waiting to the Radio from Hell show is Richard Thomas Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation, is producing video for the show. You can see us at x96.com/live. And Katie, for short, is here helping out with the program.
All right.
Man. 24 hours. If it says we have 24-hour service, that should mean that they will come 24 hours a day.
That is a little misleading.
It is.
Because that's what I would think. If I saw that, I'd go, oh, these people, because.
Yeah. But now why don't you correct him?
Well, he's not yelling.
Well, but Bill, they answered the phone.
They did. If they don't open till 8, if they don't answer the phone till 8, that means they're not going to get to your house till 9 or 10.
Why must you argue with me?
Well, because there's a reason. They're not doing it just to make you mad.
I think you need to break up with this company. Well, I mean, you've had nothing but trouble with this garage door that they put in, and now...
Oh, no, they didn't put it in.
They didn't put it in?
No, they didn't put it in.
You should be calling the people that put it in.
He went to Mexico.
He went to Mexico.
That's another story. Let's not get into that.
I see the problem then.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah. All right.
It wasn't me that hired him. It was the contractor. He's reliable. Okay, if you say so.
He went to Mexico.
All right. I see the problem. All right. Let's begin the check-ins with Jessica.
His mother was sick.
All right.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good.
I just wanted to say that you remind me a lot of my late father-in-law, who just his demeanor, his tone, but he used to love to tell stories, and he would not tell a story unless I was around, and I just could listen to him talk for hours, and
Well, I guess that's a compliment. Is that a compliment?
Yes.
Well, what did he die of rage?
No.
Did
you
something,
would think so, but no.
Something explode?
No, they say that rage actually keeps you living. Kind of keeps you living longer.
Keeps the blood pumping?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't want to. Listen, if it weren't for my rage, I'd just sit around in pain all day. So
Oh, God.
there's a sign up for you, Gina.
Write that down.
If it weren't for my rage, I'd sit around in pain all day. So it's rage that keeps me going. Well,
there you go.
What kind of stories did he tell?
Oh, just about, he was in the Navy, just anything, and then stories would turn into stories, and he'd backtrack, go back to that story, and everyone kind of got sick of it, but I love to listen to him, so it's a compliment for sure.
Thank you. Well, Jessica, I'm going to begin all of my stories from now on, no matter what they're about, with, when I was in the Navy.
There you go.
That's a sign off, too.
Yeah,
there you go.
When I was in the Navy.
Skill.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you. Bye.
People are suggesting you get a carport, Bill. That would serve all.
Well, yeah. Too late for that. They built the garage.
And now I'm getting mad at somebody in the chat room who said, talk about first world problems. I hate that more than anything.
Yeah.
You stink.
You're right. Listen, I promise, once I get the garage door fixed, I'm going to a third world country and feed the poor.
I may just block this person from the chat room just for that comment. I'm that pissed about it. All right. I hate that comment. All right. Derek. Let's go to Derek. Hi, Derek.
Hello, Derek.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. What's up with you today, Derek?
Good morning, Lords.
Good morning.
Hi.
Radio.
Hi.
Derek?
Can you hear us, Derek?
Enjoying another day.
Derek?
Oh, you're enjoying another
Do
day?
you have a script? Is that what you're...
Do you enjoy most days, Derek?
If the radio from hell starts my morning, then yes, I do. If
Oh,
not,
that's nice.
it's like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Derek's one of our paid actors.
We hired
that
Derek
we hired.
to say things good about us.
Yeah.
Derek,
I'm definitely a paid actor, just waiting for that paycheck to come in.
well,
Okay.
it's coming any day.
You keep waiting.
We hired Derek from an acting service that will give you actors 24 hours a
24
day.
hours a day.
24 hour
day.
service. Thanks, Derek.
Yes, 24-hour service.
See?
Thank
Yes. You see?
Derek, when you call in next time,
Yes.
your name is Derek the actor. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your nickname.
Derek the
That's your
actor.
nickname now. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Derek the actor.
Yes, it
All
is.
Okay, thanks, Derek.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Derek the actor.
Robert. Hello, Robert.
Hey guys, I'm a long-time listener. Love you guys. I just wanted to call and tell Bill that his suspicion to get rid of his garage door motor is a good one. I've lived without one for 2 years.
Yeah, did you used to have an automatic garage door and you got rid of it?
No, I bought my grandparents' 40-year-old house.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a garage door opener, and I've just lived manually opening my garage door. So
Yeah, if I had to do it over again, I think I would put in because it's a small garage and it just has one door, and that door is not very big, just big enough for 2 cars. And I think you can heave that up pretty well.
Heave it up.
Even my little wife. I mean, women could do anything. But even my tiny little wife can lift up a garage door opener. So
That was great.
I'm glad you did
Disclaimer.
that. That was really. I mean,
might be
women are
listening.
great and they're strong, but
Great. That was funny.
my little wife, and it's as I recall, my grandfather's garage door was steel. It was heavy steel. Garage doors now are like very much lighter, aluminum and all of that, which is part of the reason they go off the damn track.
Perhaps you need a porta cochere, Bill. Perhaps.
What?
No, listen, Gina, my bowels are fine. I don't need them cleaned out. Thanks for calling us.
I like a porta
awesome.
cochere.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Is it one of those red rubber bags, or is it? I need a good porta cochere right now.
Let's see. Cupcake checking in from Draper. I need all the effort today. I've officially fractured my rib from all the coughs.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Stacy from Orem checking in. Dead skunk family on Pioneer Crossing made me lose my breakfast. They stink.
Was that a traffic report?
It kind of sounded like it, didn't it? Traffic alert in Clearfield. 10th West is closed between 8th North and 13th North near Heritage Park. There's police activity in that area. Bill, that's a homicide. I don't know if you have that.
Where is it?
In Clearfield. It happened this morning. It may have happened after you put your news
All right.
together. I'll
didn't
see if I
it.
can find that for you. And if you see something that you want to let us know, text it to us 33986.
All right. Thank you.
Here, let me tell you that the Clean Air Challenge is going on right now. And, of course, this Friday here on X96, and then all of the radio stations from 9 to 10, all of the radio stations in our group, we're doing a program about clean air and pollution. I'd like you to tune in for that. Well, you can see it live on online, and we're going to have people from UCARE and from Bryce Bird from the Utah Department of Air Quality is going to be on the panel, and we'll talk about the clean air issues in the Salt Lake Valley. So that's this Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The inversion is horrible. So just remember, carpool, use transit, telework, trip chain. That if you can put all your errands in like one
Just
trip.
think it out.
That's
before
what I
you
do.
go.
Walk or ride, use electric vehicles, use electric bikes, and all of that. That's what you need to do. And you can find out more about the Clear the Air Challenge. Just go to cleartheairchallenge.org.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X. Barry on X96.
All right, 6:34. Let's see. Coming up, we got. Let's see. We're going to do the X poll, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes. If today was your last day, what would you do? Be ready.
I'd get my garage door fixed.
Yes.
That's how you would spend your final day.
Yes.
But first, let's big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Gina, I'll begin the news with a story for you. A couple of stories for you, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. So here's the first one. This will be a movie of the week. I can guarantee it. A woman has pleaded guilty to kidnapping an infant from a Florida hospital.
Okay.
20 years ago. The plea agreement, 52-year-old Gloria Williams, accepted Monday in Jacksonville, calls for a prison sentence of up to 22 years when she's sentenced in May. There's a picture of her in the courtroom at x96.com/live. Prosecutors said that Ms. Williams kidnapped newborn Kamaya Mobley from a Jacksonville hospital in 1998 and raised her in Walterboro, South Carolina. The kidnapped victim, the baby, is now 19 years old. Her name is... She was named by this woman who kidnapped her, Alexis Manigo. The Florida Times-Union reports that this young woman did eventually meet her birth parents, but she continues to support the woman who raised her.
That's mom.
The mystery unraveled over the last couple of years when National Center for Missing and Exploited Children had tips and led authorities to Williams. Neither Manigo nor her birth parents were in court. I don't know. Is that mom when you find...
As far as she's concerned, that's mom.
When you find out that the mother who's been raising you all these years, and you suddenly find out, wait, you stole me from a hospital?
Okay, Bill, your beloved mother, Nola, you adored her.
I think,
and you find out that she stole you from a hospital. You just forget all that and go with the woman you've never met before?
I would. No, I'm not saying I would go with the woman I'd never met before. But I would certainly stand back and say, wait a minute. Were all of those things that I felt and loved, and was that true? Was that a lie? Who is this person? I think I would have a hard time with it. And I don't know. It just says here in the story, she continues to support her. So now here's another story for you, Gina. And I'm sure you'll find a way to ask me questions about this too, and cast some sort of a disparaging light on me about how I handle this one.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you do. People don't realize that that's what you do. The reason I get so mad is that because you poke at me and pick at me. And Abby Beckley thought her left eye was kind of irritated because of a stray eyelash.
Oh, Gina, you're going to love this story.
So she rubbed her eye and flushed it with water, but it was still uncomfortable. And she looked into the mirror and she thought she saw a piece of fuzz on her eye. And so she pinched it with her fingers to pull it out.
I don't like where this is going.
And it kept coming out and coming out and coming out until it was a worm.
Oh!
There's a picture of it right there.
Half-inch long, translucent, like a little thread.
Oh.
She said, at first I thought it was a thread, but then it was wiggling around. It was alive. She remained calm. The 26-year-old woman was a deckhand on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska. Maybe a common but harmless salmon worm had fallen into her eye. At a local urgent care clinic, the clinicians didn't know what to tell her, but they pulled out 2 more worms.
Oh, God.
And then an ophthalmologist was called to the scene, and he pulled out another 2. Beckley became, understandably, increasingly alarmed.
Yes.
She was not in pain, but her eye was red, inflamed. No one knew how to advise her, and she imagined the worst. Could she lose her sight? Could the worms crawl into her brain? Paralyze her face?
These are all things I would have thought.
Luckily, her boyfriend's parents, both doctors, got her an appointment with an infectious disease specialist in Portland, Oregon. He is so infectious. He is just... They also assured her that the worms probably didn't have the capability to reproduce or to crawl around in her brain. In the end, it
probably isn't good enough for me.
Well, in the end, it was a team of scientists at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that solved Beckley's case, which took place in August of 2016. Scientists' special lab at the CDC, the diagnosis is parasitic diseases. Oh, it's the parasitic diseases lab, and they figured out that she'd been infected by a species of eyeworm that had never been seen in humans before.
Yeah.
By the time the ordeal was over, 14 worms had been pulled from her eye.
God.
She is the first person worldwide known to have had an eye infestation by a tiny worm species seen previously only in cattle.
But how do they get it? I need to know how to avoid it.
Medical parasite guy Richard Bradbury identified the species by searching the medical literature and eventually finding an obscure journal written in German that was published in 1928. We find these parasites on the eyes of the cows. How did she get it? They're not sure.
So I'm going to wear swim goggles everywhere now, just in case.
Please do.
Just in case.
Please do. Apparently, eyeworms infect a variety of animals, but they've never been seen in humans. Oh, no, wait, they're taking that. It says human infections are rare. The worms are transmitted to the eyes by...
Yes?
So you're going to have to wear goggles. Flies. You ever had a fly land on your eye and you go, oh, crap. It's kind of creepy and icky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're laying
eggs.
Yeah, they're laying some kind of parasite eggs in you.
As our attorney points out, the Center for Disease Control. You mean the department that Trump wants to cut? Okay.
Yeah, that one, among others. Here's a bizarre story from a remote area of Wasatch County. Did you hear about this?
What?
A pilot and a passenger from Australia sustained only small cuts and bruises when an elk jumped up and severed the tail rotor of their helicopter Monday evening. The pair was attempting to net the animal, according to Wasatch County Search and Rescue. The pilot and the passenger sustained only small cuts. Few details immediately released. It was not clear how the elk fared. First responders from Fruitland evaluated the two aboard the helicopter, not something you see every day. There's a picture of
There's the chopper there.
X96.com/live. When an elk brings down a helicopter, the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources is investigating. I guess the helicopter was hovering in the. It was unclear to me whether it had.
It must have been on the ground, wasn't it?
Well, it says the elk jumped up and hit the tail rotor. Well, they might have been hovering very close to the ground.
Well, if they were trying to net it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
probably what was going on.
Yeah, it would.
I imagine they were like flying low and chasing it because naturally an elk's going to run from something like that.
And it turned around and said, I'm not having any more of this, pal.
Stuck its head into the tail. Yeah. And apparently I don't imagine that it fared well.
They said it jumped up and did it. So let's see. There was a candlelight vigil last night for that missing West Jordan couple we've been talking about.
Oh.
Jerry and Susan McFalls.
The one in Arizona?
Yeah. The Jerry and Susan McFalls, who live in West Jordan, disappeared from their second home in Littlefield, Arizona, 1 month ago. They were last heard from on January 11th. Their disappearance is still being investigated. We're hanging tough, Meredy Falls said, adding her husband, who is named after his father, will return to Arizona this week and continue the search. We've got lots of people out searching. The area, unfortunately, where they're from is so vast that you're not standing on top of it. You can't see 3 feet. That if you're not standing on top of it, you can't see 3 feet in front of you. What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
if you're not standing on top of it, you can't. I don't. She said the family has seen. There's a friend of the program. This is her aunt and uncle. So maybe she could. Becky, I believe her name is. You could text. Well, I don't know what that means, Becky. Can you translate that for us? And then this obituary that somebody sent us, and I don't. It's a nice obituary, and people know that I like unusual obituaries. And I wasn't thinking about reading it, but then I looked at it more closely, and it is very nice. The man, the myth, the legend left this mortal realm on February 2nd. We think he did it on purpose to avoid all of the conspiracy theories that were soon to come to fruition. He was the foundation and rock of our family and all of his extended family. He left behind a hell of a lot of stuff to his son and daughters who have no idea what to do with it.
What am I going to do with all this stuff?
He left behind a hell of a lot of stuff. So if you're looking for an extra tire, if you're looking for 100 Sharpies, a toaster oven slightly used, whiteboards, crock pots, 25 measuring tapes for every time he lost one or found a bargain. Thanks for passing on that wonderful trait my way, Dad. Or even 1,000 tools that we have no idea what their use is for. You should wait until the appropriate amount of time to get in touch, though. Tomorrow would be fine. Yeah,
Come get some of this stuff.
But I like that. She says that's the grieving period.
Yeah.
Please wait a proper amount of time while we grieve. And the guy's name is Bill Charles Storch. So we need some time to grieve. Wait a proper amount of time, like till tomorrow. We're done grieving.
Give us a day.
Yeah, we'll be over it. This is not an ad for a thrift shop, by the way, but an obituary for a great man, father, husband, lover, and grandpa. He leaves behind a very dysfunctional and extended immediate family that he was very proud of. Bill was world-renowned for his sense of humor, his sarcasm, and love for everyone that he came in contact with. He was the hardest worker and a perfectionist when it came to his craftsmanship skills. Master chef in the kitchen. He played the guitar like a rock star while looking like one, too. Eyeliner smudges and all.
Well, Lindsay in the chat room's ready to take those Sharpies off their hands.
Well, it's been, let's see.
Nothing more satisfying than a fresh Sharpie, she says.
Well, it doesn't say they're new. It just says there are 100 Sharpies. So there you go. It's a nice obituary. There are other. He was apparently a very giving person who would, one of the give you the shirt off his back to people.
We appreciate creative obituaries.
Yeah,
yes.
Thanks for sending us that.
Sports weather traffic.
Brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org. Well, American gold medalist Red Gerard and his family and friends had an incredibly memorable day at the Olympics on Sunday. Gerard, he's only 17. He's America's first gold medal winner and youngest American man to win a gold medal since 1928. So he's a snowboarder, and he's a snowboarder.
Yeah.
He's every cliche.
What do you mean?
So he stayed up late the night before, binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix, and stayed up way too late. He was supposed to get up at 6. At like 6:30, his roommate's like, "Dude, you gotta go. Your race is happening." He looks around. He can't find his coat. His friend's like, "Just borrow mine. Here." On the way there.
Sounds to me like you're stereotyping snowboarders.
On the way
I think
there-
there are some very intelligent snowboarders.
On the way there, this is 8:30 in the morning. He checks in with his family on Snapchat.
Like you do.
And they're shotgunning beers back home for him. We're pulling for you.
Well, the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree.
Then he wins the gold medal on live TV.
Oh, is he the one who dropped the F-bomb?
He dropped the F-bomb because he was just
stoked. He was stoked.
He's every cliche.
Gina, he's a true American. He is a true American, and we're proud of him as one of our Olympic athletes. You're not going to mention the Jazz?
What, yeah.
You should have started with that.
What?
10 in a row.
I have it right here.
Well, do it.
That was my next thing. Jazz won 10 in a row. They beat the Spurs last night.
And the only time I hear they've beaten the Spurs 4 times, and I think they beat them 4 times this year, something like that.
101-99. Yes, Richie.
4 times in a row.
row, Bill. Four
Yeah.
times in a row, and they haven't done that since 2009. So they're having a great
So
season.
not just this year. It's the last 4 games they've played. They beat
Right.
them. Gotcha.
Correct.
They're having a great season lately.
Right now.
Well, they're last in their division.
Yeah.
Still.
And we don't have time to do anything else because we're way late. Weather brought to you in part by climate change. It will be 50 today. 50 today.
All right.
Traffic, lots of people, I was just emphasizing, lots of people dealing with this crash northbound 5600 West, just south of the 201 freeway. Police are on the scene. Cars are off to the right shoulder. Several friends of the program sending that one in. 90th South and State Street, there's an accident. There's no getting onto the freeway if you're coming from the bench, friends of the program are saying. Also, accident 40th West, 114th South. You can't get through or turn if you're going southbound. I appreciate everybody sending that stuff in via text at 33986.
Is this sponsored?
Yes. Expo brought to you by National Auto Plaza, who builds the best trucks. National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories you haven't even thought of yet, all to take your next adventure to a whole new level.
Ah, yes, the Radio from Hell X poll. Your participation is mandatory. It's the only way it works. You have to call us on the phone at 877-602-9696 and respond to this question. Richie Stedman, our producer, what is the question?
Well, it comes with a story that's brief. When I was in Hawaii, I spoke with people that were there when there was that nuclear missile threat.
Yeah.
Essentially, for the people of Hawaii, it was, this is the end of your life.
Could be the last day on Earth.
It said there's a missile headed for you. This is not a drill.
Yep.
And so, it was only 2 or 3 minutes until they found out that it was a hoax.
20 minutes.
No.
20.
It was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a short amount of time, and there was a ton of pandemonium. As I talked to the people from Hawaii, people were driving on sidewalks to get home to try and be with their family. People who were crying on the phone saying, you know what, I'm not going to make it. I can't see you. I'm on a different part of the island. We're not going to be able to see each other. And everyone's responses became a huge interest to me as we visited with different people on the island. So imagine, if you will, this is the X-Poll. We're getting on the radio right now, and we're saying that something is...
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do
Imagine.
it that way.
War of the Worlds.
No, don't do it that way.
It's an imminent sort of danger, and the end of the world
Just
would
imagine
be
that was going to happen to you.
today.
Yeah.
No, but that's the
Right
other
now.
part of it, is that it's today. So
Okay.
if you're at work and you're going to call 877-602-9696, what are you going to do? How would you handle that?
I'll tell you what I would not do, and that's call a radio station.
So you got... We'll give it the premise of you've got 20 minutes and it starts right now. So what would you do?
Well, it was 40 minutes. 20 minutes is when the officials found out, but they didn't spread that word until 20 minutes later. So it was 40 minutes.
So it's the longer,
Yeah.
longer time.
Let's see. So I have 40 minutes, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah. What would you do?
I'm here.
Yeah, right now.
Well, I leave immediately.
Well, no.
Why no?
We sort of...
Because the FCC says we're supposed to stay here.
Well, pretty soon there might
If
not be an
there's
FCC.
Yeah, you're really caring about the FCC at that point?
Well,
That's your
it's
first
not.
thought?
No, it's not.
I'm
It's-
sorry, screw
it's-
the FCC. I'm
It's
going
not
to my
screw the
family.
FCC. It's the people who are listening. The people
You would
who are
stay
listening.
here and not go to your family?
If I would, yeah, if it was important that we pass along information. And it might be important that we pass along information.
Let's see. I think the emergency alert system takes over at that point, doesn't it?
Probably.
I think Bill's trying to avoid going home to his family. I have to stay here.
No,
the
I'm
FCC.
I'm really serious about that. I'm not joking.
A bomb is headed here.
Tina, I'm not joking. If it would be of use for me to stay here, I would stay here. I would.
I wouldn't. I'd be gone.
I know you wouldn't. It might be
I
the
would
only
already
time.
be
It
gone.
might be the only time we'd see you hurry.
877-602-9696. Unless you call and weigh in on this, we'll just drop it like that bomb that's coming in 40 minutes.
What would you do? It's you got a very limited amount of time, and I guess you'd have to assume that it's going to be over.
Yeah, I think that because if you're in Hawaii and there is a nuclear missile headed your way, there's no getting away from it.
I mean, one nuclear missile is not going to destroy all of Hawaii, but but you have to assume that things are going to be really horrible. It may be the very last day, your last day on Earth. At the very worst, the best possible scenarios is going to be hell on Earth for quite some time. So,
I just as soon die. I wouldn't want to survive that.
Well, then why hurry home?
To be with my family.
I'm going to go home I'm going home to die with my family.
Yes, that is what I am doing.
877-602-9696. Apparently, everybody, I think maybe people have considered that this is real, and they're doing,
and they're
not calling the radio station.
Yeah, they're like, I'm not calling the radio station. I'm going home to my family.
I got stuff to do.
That would be a horrible feeling, though, because we've all got those Amber Alerts on our phone when everybody's phone goes off at once with the same, and everybody looks, and you're all seeing the same thing at the same time, and it says...
There were a lot of people in Hawaii, though, that said, I got really calm all of a sudden. And, fatalistic, and just went, well, okay.
That's usually how I respond in situations like that. Like in a car crash or anything like that, I'm just usually very, well, there it is. What do I do now?
Yeah. Am I okay?
Yeah.
What am I? Okay.
All right. Well, people are starting to call in, but we've got to take a break now. So
hang on, 877-602-9696. We'll take a break. Hang on, and we'll get to you.
Crash westbound SR209. This is 90th South, just east of I-15 in Sandy. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at the Park Lane off-ramp in Davis County. Crash westbound US 91. This is Brigham City, where there's a crash happening there. And felt like there were some other things that, rollover Monroe Street westbound over 90th South. And 2-car accident 5600 West right before the 201 East on-ramp. Those alerts came to us via text at 33986.
All right, the Expo continues after this, 877-602-9696. You've got 40 minutes before the bomb hits. What's you going to do? All right. We got to tell you about Salt Lake Film Society.
The Salt Lake Film Society, where you can see all kinds of wonderful movies, documentaries. You can see independent films.
Go get caught up on your Oscar films.
And
they have them.
They do special programs, too. Like, have you told your daughter about this?
Oh, the Harry Potter thing?
Harry Potter. They're
showing them all back to back to back to back to back, right?
Yeah. 8 Harry Potter movies. Oh, there it is. One Amazing Magical Weekend at the Tower Theater. No, it's July 28th through the 30th.
You got a plan now.
Yeah.
Is that...
They're letting you know ahead of time.
Is that really how long ahead of time they're talking about it?
It'll sell out probably. So
slfs.org. I didn't see that the last time we did this copy. So okay.
I'll go to slfs.org and check.
Okay. Salt Lake Film Society, they do really cool programs like that, and they have great movies and the best snack bar in town, as a matter of fact, at the Broadway. They do films at the Tower as well. Find out all about everything they do by going to slfs.org.
Oh, there's a Valentine's Sweetheart deal, February 14th, $25. 2 evening tickets, large popcorn, 2 medium drinks. Valentine's Day only. Date night at Salt Lake Film Society.
Well, that's a good idea. All right. Thank you.
Radio from Hell on X96. Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
I got caught in an embarrassing moment this morning.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear.
Here at work. Already, I've been at work about an hour now, and already caught in an embarrassing moment.
Are you saving it?
No, I'll tell you right now. I came in the back door, as I always do. I kind of hope Chris is listening. I don't know Chris's last name.
Mancow.
Yeah, Chris Mancow.
Sure.
Yeah. So Chris is a board operator here in the building, and he tends to another radio station. He's a very nice guy, very quiet guy, very shy, I believe. Mm-hmm. Probably if he's hearing this, is embarrassed to hell that I'm even mentioning him on the radio. He's a very shy guy. So So I come in the building this morning, and I'm walking down the long corridor there, and there down at the end of the corridor is a copy machine. And on the copy machine is sitting a big, it's like a briefcase, suitcase kind of thing.
Okay.
It looks like a toolbox, but not metal. It's a
Okay.
fabric kind of stuff. What do they call that? Cordova. No. Anyway. So it's a big case with buckles on it and everything. And it's sitting there it's just out of place. It's odd. I've never seen it sitting there before. It's sitting, what is that? I think to myself. So then I think.
How curious were you?
I open it up and start rifling through it. Look at this. Look at this. And I mean, there was nothing particularly strange.
Wait a minute,
in there.
you saw someone's luggage lying around and you just opened it?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from the announcements at the airport?
Or anything from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
God.
And I thought in my mind, maybe the reason I opened it is I thought, I wonder if because it looks like one of those things that the copy guy brings with his tools in it.
Okay.
To repair the copier. But I start going through it, and it's obviously somebody's briefcase. It's got some CDs in there, library books. There's an orange. I went through it pretty extensive. No, I didn't.
Sounds like you cataloged all of the stuff in there.
This is all stuff that I could sort of see right there. And as I'm kind of going through it, Chris comes up the hall the other way and goes, "Hey, that's mine." And I went, "Oh,
I'm sorry."
I thought it was the copy guys.
Because if it was the copy guys, that would have been okay to go.
Well, it was my duty to investigate as a junior TSA trainee.
TSA, which really does mean to stand around. I'm just convinced of it.
No, so sorry. I apologize to Chris, and I'll apologize again. But just I'm just standing there going through his stuff, and here comes the shyest guy in the building, going, "Hey."
X96.3 and X96.com. The name Radio from Hell came from working in a spider-infested, dusty old studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
I was just half listening. Is Sylvester Stallone going to be Secretary of State?
Yes.
Utah Presents brings a brand new kind of songbook to Kingsbury Hall, starring Stephen Page, former lead singer of Bare Naked Ladies, with the Art of Time Ensemble, February 14th at Kingsbury Hall. Tickets at utahpresents.org.
So the X-Poll, 877-602-9696. I haven't looked. Are the lines still full? The phone's still full?
Yeah, we're good.
So it's busy right now, but we'll free one up right now. It's your last day because the missiles are on their way. What are you going to do?
Let's see, Devin. Go ahead.
Hi, Devin.
Hi. So I work more than 40 minutes from home. So what I would do is find some way to be by myself, like out in the field, climb a tree, do something so that people panicking wouldn't ruin whatever peace I can find in those last little, last few moments of my life.
So you'd go somewhere quiet. Okay.
I can see that.
And Utah, back in the old days, I don't know if we still think of it this way, Utah was a target. I mean, there is a missile pointed at northern
because
Utah.
Great, thanks, Bill.
Oh, it's the Air Force Base.
Yeah. Hill Air Force Base
All right.
and, all of that stuff. Yeah. So, all right.
It's what I was taught when I was a kid.
Sure. There's a missile with our name on it, pointed right at us.
I remember the teachers telling us that. You need to pay attention to this.
Yeah.
I don't have a school desk I can get underneath.
Well, that's what they were teaching us, to get under the school desk.
But right now, do I need one in the studio?
I have one at I have a school desk at my desk.
Okay.
All right.
You pull it out and then you...
Thanks, Dev. All right, let's go to Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Last day on Earth. What's going on?
Hey, well, I was actually there, and my stepdaughter comes out of the bathroom and says, "Oh my gosh, did you see this? What are we going to do?"
You were in Hawaii. Let's clear that up. You were in Hawaii when
Yes,
this happened.
Okay. I was in Hawaii. That was our very first morning there, and we're like, "Oh, this is a great way to spend our vacation now." So we all thought, well, let's just all hold hands and we'll stare into the light and we'll all go together.
And then at what point did you realize it was okay?
Well, when we're looking down the street and the big alarm wasn't going off and, there was no bright light. So we went back inside and we looked on the TV and then about 25 minutes later we got another message saying, oops, that was a mistake.
Yeah, but you were serious, though. I mean, you're serious. You really were going to just hold hands and see what happened.
Well, we had just barely got there, so we didn't know, where to go. Where is the shelter? I don't know. We got 20 minutes to figure it out, so.
Yeah.
What, were you mad?
A little bit, because, it was our first day. I mean, if it was our last day, then what the hell? We don't have to go back home. So
no, I don't. I would think. Well, if it's your first day, you were mad because it might ruin. If you're dying, it's going to ruin your vacation.
Yeah.
But now that you look back on it, it's a really memorable family vacation.
Well, for sure. And then the disappointing thing was that the governor, because he couldn't find his Twitter password, couldn't send a message out faster to tell everyone it was fake.
That's true. Really? That's what happened. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that happened.
What's our Twitter password at the government? What is? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Later.
No, and that's the argument.
He couldn't find his Twitter password.
Well, and that's the argument for why it shouldn't be state by state. Yeah. It should be a federal.
Yeah.
We all agree upon.
I always assumed it was.
I thought so too, but apparently not. It needs to be NORAD. They're aware of this stuff. Anyway. All right. Let's go to Merrick. Hello, Merrick.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, good. It's kind of a boring answer, but I think I would either just listen to music, let it surprise me, or I'd just go spend my last few moments with my good friends.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of a boring answer.
But honest.
I'd get, can you say something like, I would drop LSD and I would go out and sit on the side of a mountain and listen to Led Zeppelin music.
I'm not going to lie, I was tempted to say something like that. There's kill someone for the thrill of it. But.
Kill someone for the thrill of it.
If you're listening to music, might I suggest there is a Pink Floyd song about just this. called Two Suns in the Sunset.
Is that what you'd listen to?
I'd turn that on right away. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Casey. Hello, Casey.
Hello. Hey.
Yes,
so
we can
I
hear
was
you.
in Hawaii too,
Uh-huh.
and I was contemplating, this end scene of Rogue One. I was there with my wife.
Yep.
And I was thinking, we're gonna be going down to the beach and calling the family on the phone and telling them we love them and watch the explosion come in.
Watch the flash.
So did you go down to the beach and wait?
Well, no, we didn't know what was going on yet, so but we were like right across the street from the beach. I was ready to go.
What? So what did you do? Did you just stay in your room and watch TV, and then finally they said, "Oh, sorry"?
Well, they told us to go back to our room, but it was way up on like the 25th floor, and so we were like, "No, we're not going up there." We sat in the lobby, so that way, we could react.
You could get to the beach. Get to the beach easier. The elevator might be out, so
All right.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Casey.
Thanks, Casey.
877-602-9696. Are we out of time?
We're out of time.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. I'd quickly look up all the spoilers to things I haven't seen yet.
I like that one.
Here's one. I'd time Phil Collins in the air tonight and hit so that the missile would hit right with the drum beat and go out in 80s style. Let's see. Jimmy Martin. Missile coming? I'm headed to the nearest theater playing 50 Shades Freed with a beer and a cigar thinking, yeah, we deserve this. And our attorney, Ed Brass, buy about 36 cans of Foster's, put on shades and a Speedo, sit in the front yard in a beach chair, and watch the fireworks. I rest my case.
That would be really...
I would join you, Ed.
I don't want to picture that.
I would join
It's
you.
too late. I'm already picturing
I would.
it.
I would hope. I would hope it had happened at a time that Crown Burger was open.
Yes, Dylan?
I've made a list of things I want to say to people.
Oh!
And I'm going to go around knocking on doors.
Okay.
Well, you got 40 minutes. You better hurry.
Oh, no, I'm just going to do that later today.
Oh, okay. All right,
This is
good.
a different thing.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
But none of that's happening, so we have to deal with traffic today. So, crash westbound 90th South, Monroe Street,
It's
blocking
unfortunate, isn't it?
blocking the two left lanes. Reports that the car is on its side there. Let's see, we've got crash southbound I-15 at milepost 299. That's the ramp to I-215 junction in Salt Lake. Crash westbound SR-209 at 90th South. This is just east of I-15 in Sandy. Right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 Park Lane off-ramp in Davis County. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much.
We've got Boners Round 1 coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. So we have number 1 will be There's a P and a Chang. It's an honest mistake.
I'm glad you got that one.
Boner candidate number 2. Who are these people who want to see this? Ugh. And boner candidate number 3. Well, all they left was the head and some remains.
Ooh. All right, round 1 of your boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo.
You lucky duck.
Stand by for that. I am lucky.
You got your new Harmons.
It's opening on Monday, isn't it?
It says Carrie's Harmons on the side of the building.
It
doesn't
is. It's right there. It's just they spelled my name wrong, but you know,
yeah,
I'm
It's a
happy.
Beautiful new Harmons opening in Holiday.
It's on. Let me get the exact address here. It is Holiday. It is 4675 South Holiday Boulevard. Locate that for us exactly.
Do you know where the T27 is there?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's Murray Holiday
Yeah.
Road.
Right.
And
I don't go into that area very much.
it's you know what? It's a whole new area.
It
Okay,
is.
here's an old reference for you, Bill. Remember where Video Verns used to be?
Yes.
That's it.
Seriously.
Oh, really?
That area.
Right there.
That area.
Okay. I know that whole thing has changed. Like Ryan Lauder has a restaurant over there. And all
It's
of that.
terrific.
It's a beautiful new shopping
Yeah.
area. It's a perfect place for a new Harmons.
They're building some apartments there too.
So Harmons, and if you don't go to Harmons, you really should. One of the main reasons, of course, is they're your neighborhood grocer.
Yeah.
And by that they mean They are local. I mean, Bob and Randy Harmon are as Utah as they come.
But not
Just
just
listen
that,
to them.
They like to stock their shelves with local
A lot
products.
of local stuff. You'll walk down the shelves and there are little signs that says Utah products.
And really a lot of gourmet items as well. The finest, they have artisan breads that they bake right there, and Harmon's bread is as good as any,
And
I'm telling you.
Their meat counter, dry-aged meat.
Excellent stuff. They have local chocolate. Just Harmon's is your neighborhood grocer. The new one, 4675 South Holiday Boulevard.
Shortness of
Why do you discount bird flu?
Because that sounds too nice. It's going to be...
How about avian flu? You feel better about avian flu?
That's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it
call it-
sounds... I don't know.
Swine flu. You think swine flu?
The Hong Kong flu, the Asian flu. What was the one that there was the big
The
epidemic?
Spanish flu.
Was it the one? Was that the one that killed a
Yeah.
lot of people in the early part of the century? I mean, really,
Yeah.
in America, it killed hundreds and
Spanish
hundreds of people. That sounds meaner. Spanish flu.
Don't you laugh at the? You're gonna remember we have a storage room in our house. It's full of toilet paper, just in case.
Just
Because it causes such horrible diarrhea.
You're
why.
gonna run out of stuff, and you're gonna come knocking on my
I
door.
need toilet paper.
Is that the first thing you grab when you loot the store?
when you
loot the store,
Not
you run to the
bottled
toilet
water,
paper.
Not medicine.
Yeah,
Because you don't think about toilet
Help!
paper.
Yeah.
I've got coffee filters. I don't
Yeah.
need.
I've got coffee filters.
Yeah, you don't need toilet paper if you've got plenty of coffee filters.
That'll stop up your pipes. Don't put coffee filters.
Well, I'm
in
not
there.
flushing them.
Well, I think isn't all won't the sewage plants shut down?
Yeah.
Because
Why would plumbing stop?
well,
It's
because
not
there won't be
flush.
anybody to operate the plumbing the sewage
Maybe
plants
for it'll work for a time.
for a time, but pretty soon a post-apocalyptic world, if plumbing goes too,
I don't know, when the power's out, my toilet works.
I don't know. You're
It's not an electric toilet.
It will work for a while. I took a class on surviving the
Did they
zombie
talk about
apocalypse. They
toilets?
talked about this.
What did they say?
Your toilets will be okay for a while, but then the sewage treatment plant stops treating sewage because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
It'll back up.
Then it'll back up,
Yeah.
and it'll be eventually. You'll be able to go for a while.
things get ugly. You watch The Walking Dead.
That's why we're
They
gonna
never
have,
really
that's-
address where they go to the bathroom.
They
Oh,
don't.
Do you know what they don't address? Periods.
Oh.
How
No,
many-
they have
have they
because
addressed
when they've been
periods?
stealing when they were stealing stuff from a store
Did they?
when they were
say give-
looting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm good because I had the hysterectomy, so that is one thing I don't have to
So you're-
worry
Is
about.
that why you had it?
So you're
Yes.
ahead. You're
My
ahead.
doctor said you don't need this. I'm like, no, in the apocalypse, I don't want to deal with having a period, so take it out.
Time for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote who is the worst. Who of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. This just qualifies them for the chance. We decide boner of the day at 9:20. It'll go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. So you can see how that breaks down. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It, Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon, try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. There's a P and a Chang. I mean, it's an honest mistake. WLS Channel 7. In, where is this?
Chicago, I thought.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
WLS.
is
Yeah,
in
it is
Chicago.
Chicago. They confused the city of Pyeongchang, where the Olympics are being held, the Winter Olympics, with PF Chang's on a Saturday morning broadcast.
There it is.
You
There it
can
is.
See it at x96.com/live.
No, I'm sorry.
Now-
You fire that graphics person.
No, just Pyeongchang is a mountainous country, about 110 miles southeast of Seoul in South Korea, and it is the host of the 2018 Winter Games. And PF Chang's is an Asian-inspired chain restaurant with 210 locations in the United States. Pyeongchang and PF Chang are not the same thing, and beyond the fact that they both begin with the letter P and end in Chang, they have nothing in common. But that distinction appears to have eluded Channel 7's news team, which on Saturday morning accidentally broadcast a report about the political backdrop to the Winter Olympics, illustrated with the graphic PF Chang 2018, right there under the Olympic symbol.
You can see it at x96.com/live. No, see, that's not just like a crawl underneath that they typed in willy-nilly. That was prepared.
Now, well, here's what they say about it.
Okay.
That was prepared for a different satirical piece put together for something else at the station as a joke for something that was not supposed to end up on the news.
It sounds that's exactly the kind of excuse you make. It's still stupid and wrong. Somebody should have seen it and gone, that's not the right graphic.
Yeah, because you got to load all that stuff in before you go on the air. That means somebody had to look at it.
That's not the right graphic. The same thing on KSL radio, I've heard for a week now, a promo about the Utah Opera production of Pagliacci.
Nobody said anything.
No one
Pagliacci. Nobody's fixed it.
Jeez.
You'd think that somebody at some point would go, this is wrong. We just have to redo this, or somebody would have caught that logo. But they don't. I don't know. Do they not care, or are they all dumb?
I'm sure somebody said something.
I think the Utah Opera would say something. Boner candidate number 1. There's a P and a Chang. It's an honest mistake. Boner candidate number 2. Who are these people who want to see this? A nursing assistant at an assisted living center in Syracuse has been charged with making an inappropriate video of a resident at the nursing home and sharing it on social media. Cooper Paul Kelly of Farmington, charged in 2nd District Court with voyeurism by electronic equipment, a third-degree felony, on January 11. Mr. Kelly, while working as a certified nurse assistant at the Beehive Home of Syracuse, I guess that's the name of the assisted living facility, Beehive Homes, used his cell phone to video record a vulnerable adult while the adult was going to the bathroom.
What?
The charges state. He then distributed the video that he had obtained to his friends through Snapchat.
I almost said a word I can't say on the air.
Beehive Homes released a prepared statement Monday saying Mr. Kelly was fired. When the allegations were first brought to their attention at Beehive Homes, we have zero tolerance policy for abuse and neglect. We have cooperated fully with the investigation. Once we were notified, the employee was immediately terminated. He shared the video with friends.
Jerk.
Boner candidate number 2. who are these people who want to see this?
Oh, Cooper.
Although I'm thinking that there was one person he sent it to who he thought would find it funny, who went, "Good God," and called the cops. I would think that's what happened. Yeah. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. All they left was the head and some remains.
Ooh. All right, round 1 of your boner voting continues with candidate number 3. After this here, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
the X96 Movie Club. You love movies? How about free movies? X96 has all the movie hookups. Not hiccups. They have your hookups. You should join our movie club. It'll get you into free screenings, DVDs, soundtracks, all kinds of things like that.
Does the copy say hiccups?
No, just in my head I read it as sign up for the movie club by texting movie to 33986.
Because I would believe it said hiccups.
No.
Does it say Pagliacci?
That's what it looks like to me.
Here's a story for you, Gina.
Yeah?
Kittery, Maine. A Maine woman who prepared a salad says she realized after a couple of bites that her fork was stuck in a 3-inch lizard, minus the tail. After vomiting.
Oh, there's a picture?
Yeah, x96.com.
Oh, my.
x96.com/live.
You're going to ruin salad for me.
Now, Gina.
What?
Now, come on, Gina. These little creatures, they live in the areas where these salads are picked. And you see, I'm being you.
You're ruining salad.
That's not possible. You don't eat salad. After vomiting and getting over her shock, Michelle Carr, a nurse from Kittery, Maine, said she feared that she could have ingested harmful bacteria. A biologist friend believes that she found the blue-bellied lizard, the blue-bellied lizard she found was from California. Ms. Carr said she bought a bag of store-brand romaine lettuce at a supermarket in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. The lettuce was distributed by a California company. A supermarket spokeswoman said it notified the supplier. You see, there's the problem. In Maine, during the winter, you probably shouldn't be eating salads anyway because it don't grow there. You can't grow lettuce in Maine in the winter. You can probably grow it in the spring, and that's about it.
You can't grow it here either.
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't be eating salad.
So if you live in California, that's the only place you can have salad?
Well, places where it grows, that's when you should eat.
So by that logic, I shouldn't have sushi, ever.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used to not ever eat sushi if I was any place, less than 40 miles from the ocean. I didn't. I just said, no, I can't do it. Now it's gotten so that...
Well, yeah, we have jets.
Yeah, but again, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You should just eat it where it is. But anyway,
think about what you're eating if you're just eating here.
Yeah,
think about that.
Well, I know.
Right now, it'd be
I know.
pickings right now.
I know. But there is stuff. There's stuff to eat. Let's see. Half a dozen baby goats, Carrie.
Yes.
Disappeared. Did you hear about it?
Oh no.
They disappeared. It was a goat napping here in Salt Lake.
Oh no! Oh, there they are.
Goat napping?
4 dozen baby goats.
Isn't it a kidnapping?
No. It would be actually a kidnapping. Yes. Right. Half a dozen, not 4, half a dozen baby goats. And I was listening to another radio station this morning. You can probably guess which one. They actually had some sound, and you could hear the goats in the background.
I bet Carrie has some sound.
They were cute.
You want some
cute goats?
I thought that's where you were.
I want cute goats.
That's such an NPR thing to do, but I'll.
Half a dozen baby goats disappeared overnight from a ranch in unincorporated Salt Lake County. They were back home less than 24 hours later, their owner said. "Oh, we were just in shock. We couldn't believe they got found," said Cross E Ranch co-owner Dalen Hinckley. "They were all starving, but they're fine and back home, so it's a miracle. It's a miracle." He said these are baby goats. And he said if they had been gone much longer, they probably would have starved to death. Early Monday morning, Mr. Hinckley woke up to find a 4-wheeler in the road. He believes thieves tried to steal the ATV that needs new parts, but they couldn't haul the vehicle away, so they took the goats instead.
It's easier to grab goats?
Yeah, they grabbed the goats.
I thought you were going to get the screaming goat. I thought you were
No, I thought you wanted real ones.
Goats. The group included a 3-week-old named Mila, a runt, who was given CPR after her heart stopped at birth and defied the odds to survive, Hinckley said. 4 of the goats were born in the same litter. They share their pen with a baby pig named Ollie, who livens up the goats' company. But he was left behind when his pals were taken, and he was just kind of moping around.
Where'd everybody go?
Where's my goats, friends?
That's the one. That's what
the
I was
one you
going-
wanted?
Yes. A kidnapped goat would scream.
I was going for authenticity.
No.
Yeah. There you go. All right. And another animal story in Utah. Provo animal control officers, get the cougar sound effect. Provo animal control officers are seeking a cougar that was sighted at in a local neighborhood that may have killed 3 animals in the neighborhood.
Ooh.
According to a post made by the Provo Police Department, the cougar was seen by a resident 2 weeks ago. The resident told police that the animal was in her backyard. On a Monday, police reported that a resident on the same block found 3 animal carcasses in their yard, a dog, a cat, and a raccoon, all mauled and partially consumed. Division of Wildlife Resources is examining those animals to determine if they were in fact killed by a cougar. That sound right there, I've told this story before, but it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. It was up in Ogden, and the house Dylan still lives in with his sister and his mom. And sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry.
You didn't need to say that.
Well, I thought about it after I said it, but it's in South Ogden, and it's really close to
the foothills,
a creek that comes down out of the foothills. I think is it Red Butte? I think it's what is it? I can't. Oh, Birch Creek. It's Birch Creek, and so anyway, the creek is very much mostly underground, under the highways and stuff. But it does come up a little bit close to their house. But animals will have the tendency to follow those creek beds, even if they're half buried under asphalt and stuff. And I was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I heard that, but so loud, it just echoed through the neighborhood. And I got up and I went out on the back deck, and neighbors all around were like,
everyone heard the same
what?
thing.
And then one more time. and I think somebody called the police, and the police, but nobody ever found. But it, could that really have been?
Sure,
it's absolutely what it was.
Sure, it could be.
And it was amazing to me that cougar was able to not be found, and I guess make its way back up into the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting there. Well, you think they are cats, in fact, and cats are pretty sneaky when they need to be. Let's see. So I think he's a great leader. I like the way he handles his drug policies. Rodrigo, I like to call him Rodrigo Duterte. He made some news recently.
Yeah.
He said that human rights groups say that Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's remarks about troops shooting female communist rebels in the genitals to render them useless can encourage sexual violence and war crimes. Really? Yep. He said that he thought that the female rebels, there's a rebel insurgency, and there are women in the group, shoot them in the genitals. They won't be able to reproduce. Duterte acknowledged that he made those comments and said, I have a bad mouth. I'm not a statesman. The problem is that I won the election.
Donald Trump
sound like?
Donald Trump could have said those exact words.
Well, and he is, as you pointed out, Trump has said, look, he's effective. He's got rid of the drug problem down there.
I mean, he may be he's a strong man, but he's effective.
Yeah, the answer to getting rid of the drug problem down there is to shoot the drug people.
And shoot the female ones.
And now
shoot the female rebels in the. Okay, Donald Trump Jr.'s wife had to be hospitalized. I'm not sure
as
why.
As a precaution, nothing was wrong. She's fine.
Well, okay, so somebody sent white powder to Donald Trump Jr.'s house. It was, in an envelope or whatever, mail. Open it up, and it turns out to be cornstarch.
Yeah.
I mean, but don't do this. This is not helpful. Don't do this.
So I'm wondering why. Oh, it was Vanessa Trump. who's the daughter of U.S. President, daughter-in-law of President Trump, was hospitalized after she complained of nausea following her exposure
you might be so worried
to corn starch.
No, she was worried it was anthrax or something.
She was hospitalized for worry?
No, she was hospitalized as a precaution.
You're right. She's probably a lovely woman. And,
no, she's not. I'm just saying, whoever did this is not helping. Let them sink themselves.
Yes. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is she didn't have to go to the damn hospital. Oh, Donald. Oh, please.
Weather traffic?
Brought to you in part by climate change and Wreck Your Ride. Trust Everest Collision to put your needs on top. Download the Everest Collision app and start your claim. They'll take it from there with locations in Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden. Go to everestcollision.com. Nice and warm today, partly cloudy, and 50 for a high. Traffic, we've got crash northbound 5600 west, 2200 south in Salt Lake. The right lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 299. That's the ramp to the I-215 junction. Crash westbound SR-209 at 90th South. It's just east of I-15 in Sandy, the right lane being affected there. That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. And number 3, well, you'll see. All they left was the head and some remains. A suspected poacher was fatally mauled and eaten by a pack of lions near a national park in South Africa. They left behind, that is the lions, they left behind only the man's head and some remains, police said. A police spokesman in Limpopo said that a loaded hunting rifle was found near the man's body at a private game park in Hoedspruit, west of Kruger National Park, which contains large numbers of big game species: lions, leopards, rhinoceros, elephants, and buffaloes. Now, it seems as though the victim, it's a game park, and I think they do allow some hunting there, but you pay to do that. But this person did not pay, was not paying. This person was poaching, sneaking onto the property and trying to kill some of the big game when he was attacked and killed by lions. They ate his body, nearly all of it, they said, and then just left his head and some remains. He got what he deserved. So maybe you won't vote for him, but he is boner candidate number 3. All they left was the head and some remains.
All right, there you go. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
All right, we had boner candidate number 1, which was, well, there's a P and a Chang. It's an honest mistake. It's a TV station in Chicago. Instead of putting up Pyeongchang behind an Olympic report on television on one of the slides, they put P.F. Chang's and then the Olympic rings and so forth. Boner candidate number 2, who are these people that want to see this kind of thing? It's a nurse assistant, certified nurse assistant, or a nursing assistant at an assisted living home in Syracuse, who took video of an elderly, vulnerable resident using the bathroom and then shared that video with friends on Snapchat. Fortunately, this person has been caught and arrested. And then boner candidate number 3, all they left was the head and some remains.
All right, this is round 1. You've got to decide which one of these 3 candidates is the worst, and therefore the most qualified to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. Then we let them fight at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided. Vote now. Decide 1, 2, or 3. Put that candidate number that you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Katie is taking the votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says February 13 Boner Voting and vote there. Only got 4 minutes, though, so let's go. It's round 1.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith right after Radio from Hell.
I like your shirt, by the way. New shirt?
No.
What?
Old shirt.
You never wear it, though.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's a nice shirt.
I don't wear it very often.
Well, you should.
Okay. Great.
I gave you a compliment.
Then maybe I will. I will wear it as often as I ever do, which is not often. It's a shirt that I bought. I remember exactly when I bought this shirt. It's when there was an Old Navy over here on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
Over there
Where
on 4th
Trader
South.
Joe's is going to be.
Yeah. There was an Old Navy there, and I went in there one day, and they had this big pile of shirts on the floor. I'm not kidding, as Old Navy does sometimes. And they said all of the shirts in this pile are $1.20. I'm not kidding. $1.20. And I thought, this shirt being $1.20, that's a negative money.
Yeah. It costs more than that to...
Yeah, there's more material in this shirt. There's more little, Vietnamese or Singaporean child finger blood in this shirt from sewing the buttons on. And so I bought it for $1.20 off the floor at the Old Navy.
You would not think that.
It's not. It's just a dumb shirt.
You should have kept the receipt in the pocket. My sister bought a coat
But we
once.
never do a 120 time check, Gina. So
My sister bought a coat once that was on sale, and it ended up being $7, and she kept the receipt in the pocket so that anytime anybody said, I like that coat.
Her sister, Minnie Pearl.
No, Mikkel.
Just to
I
prove.
like that coat. She'd say, $7. No, it's not. I have the receipt.
That's
She kept it in the
that's
pocket.
right there. Right
$7 coat.
That is the see again. That's the kind of thing that the Barbary girls are interested in.
$7? I don't believe that was $7.
But you could have a debate with some other people about the political situation in Tibet or the existence of God. But when you're debating with the Barbary girls, it's whether Bill Murray is going to go crashing parties and how much the coat cost. Is she the good-looking one?
They are all good-looking.
No, they are not.
They are. All of my sisters are good-looking.
Lolita!
Certainly not. All right, let's get this over with.
One is better looking than the others.
No, they are all good-looking.
It's that one that's really good-looking, and then there's
Why you guys do this?
there's an okay one, and
I
then
get
there's
phone
that other
calls
one.
every time you do this.
Which one is he talking about?
They know.
Yeah,
They know.
I'm surprised they call. All they have to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah,
All they have to do is look at a family photo, Gina. They'll all point to the good-looking one.
All the Barbary girls know. They know who the good-looking one is. It's true.
So we're not making these things up.
Radio from Hell on X96.
She's great.
She is a treasure. I can't say national because she's Canadian. She is a treasure.
She's a North American treasure.
Yes. Let's see. It's 7:46. Time to award your boner.
And the boner is brought to you in part by Wings.
And looking for a great deal on a used smartphone, but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple repairs, buys, sells, and trades smartphones. 10 locations, badapplerepair.com.
So, boner candidate number 1, there's an F, or excuse me, there's a P and a Chang. It's an honest mistake. TV station in Chicago slide behind the news guy saying that the Olympics were being, in P.F. Chang. Not Pyeongchang, P.F. Chang. Just dopey.
If I'm running that TV station, people are getting fired.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Period.
Everybody gathered round.
Because you're either malicious or stupid, and I don't know what's worse.
Then boner candidate number 2, who are these people who want to see this kind of thing? A nurse assistant at an assisted living home in Syracuse, taking a video on his phone of a elderly patient using the bathroom, and then sharing that with people on Snapchat. And then boner candidate number 3, all they left was the head and some remains. It's a poacher in Africa, really getting what he deserved. He was trying to kill some big game, and a whole pack of lions, or excuse me, a pride of lions.
Thank you.
Attacked him and ate most of him.
I'm betting that one didn't get a whole lot of.
Well, he got as much as number 1 did.
Just because
Really?
he kind of got what was coming.
He did.
Yeah, because I say in that one, yay, lions.
Yeah. But the winner, of course, boner candidate number 2, who are these people who want to see this kind of thing?
All right, that is the winner of round 1, and that means it will go up against the winner of round 2. It's got a 50-50 chance to be boner of the day. Round 2 at 8:20, and then we let them both fight at 9:20.
I guess Sister Dottie Dixon is going to be here.
Oh, she is?
Pretty soon.
All right, so she'll be here in a minute.
Yeah, she's got some news of some sort for us.
And let's see, today is, World Radio Day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just so you know.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
Be on the radio.
So we are. But it's also...
Well, Lent starts
it's
tomorrow.
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, Lent starts tomorrow on Valentine's Day, which
Yeah.
kind
How do you do that?
Kind of bad.
So what's the
timing.
idea of Lent, Gina?
What's the idea?
Yeah, why do you have Lent?
Well, it's the 40 days before Easter.
Yeah.
So it's just 40 days where you're supposed to be mindful of the sacrifice that Jesus made.
Oh, and so you're supposed to make a sacrifice of your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Twitter is tracking Lenten
things to give
promises.
Up. So this is the reason that in the Philippines there are people who actually nail themselves to crosses or carry heavy crosses wearing crowns of thorns.
Yeah, they reenact the Stations of the Cross.
Yeah. Okay. So it'd be somebody ought to do something like that. Maybe you could.
No. But it's Twitter is tracking. There's a Twitter Lent tracker that keeps track of everything people. Because a lot of people.
You sure you read that right? It's not the Twitter Lent tracker.
No, it's Lent tracker. 1 in 4 Americans observe Lent in some way.
Well, I observe it. I just don't do it.
Yeah, I look at it.
And the Twitter tracker is saying has tracked the top 100 things people are giving up or
doing,
promising for Lent.
The sacrifices are among any of them getting nailed to a cross?
No, I don't.
So that doesn't make the top 100.
What are people giving up then?
Well, they say traditionally most people give up a favorite food or beverage. So I am not alone in
taking the easy way out.
No,
as most people do.
I'm every woman.
And most people take the easy way out.
And my thing of giving up French fries every year, which you guys tease me about every year.
You would rather do something automatic that you don't have to really think about rather than, what kind of a sacrifice could I make this year?
But a lot of people are giving up alcohol, chocolate.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Meat.
Alcohol? Why would they do that?
Soda. Sweets. Now, sex, I don't see you giving up sex for Lent.
Well, Jesus would.
Red meat, smoking. But the number one thing this year,
that people are going to give up?
Social media.
I was going to say,
ooh.
So Twitter is brave to put that.
Right?
They are brave.
I thought that was interesting, though, because I think that could be a healthy thing to give up. I'm gonna not pay attention to social media for 40 days.
So how 40 days?
Mm-hmm. It's a long time.
Yeah, more than a month.
Yes. So
I mean, it's it's a long time to give up French fries too.
I would urge people to give up social media forever. Oh, but it's such a convenient way to stay in touch with your family. Call them on the phone.
No.
Write them a letter.
No.
Nobody's going to do that.
I'm not going to call them on the phone.
Then you have to talk to them.
That's the whole point of it, is to avoid talking to them.
Send them a note.
This is easier and quicker.
That is one of the nice things about social media is you can keep up on what's going on with the family without
having to really interact with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Paying attention to what Donald Trump is saying.
How about giving up your family for Lent?
Drew says we should give up all religious holidays for Lent. How about that?
But it's a good exercise. Even if you guys don't care about the religious connotations of Lent, maybe you guys should think about, just as an exercise to see if you can do it, give up something for 40 days.
Maybe you should.
Just to see if you can do it.
I'll do that if you agree to give up, along with French fries, being an apologist for everything.
That would be very hard for me to do.
It would be impossible.
It's not impossible.
See, there you go, being an apologist for yourself.
I could try. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, but I bet you can't do it.
I bet I can. Does that count?
No, that's,
I don't.
No?
I don't know.
But what would would be a hard thing for you to give up?
Weren't you talking about doing something like this?
Well, did you ever do the
30-day thing?
Yeah, and I haven't really done it. I tried it for a while, and then I forget what I was trying to give up for. There were a couple of things. Yeah, there were a few things. I didn't do booze, although I started doing that on yesterday.
That doesn't count. I started yesterday.
Well, you have to start sometime.
You might as well wait for tomorrow.
Well, that's what I've been telling myself. That's what I've been telling myself, and I realized if I keep telling myself, then when it becomes tomorrow, then I'll say, well, I'll have a drink right now, but I'll start tomorrow.
Well, why don't you do it for? I mean, you don't have to say it's for Lent, but just starting tomorrow for 40 days.
I started yesterday.
Did you have a drink yesterday?
Yes.
Well, then you didn't start yesterday.
Well, I meant to, but there was wine at book club. See, I didn't count that, though.
No,
hard liquor.
No.
Hard liquor.
Wine? You
Hard
don't
liquor.
count wine?
Well,
Yeah.
but I just had like two little glasses of wine. That's nothing.
I think if you give up
Yeah, if
booze,
you're giving
you
up
give
booze,
up booze.
that's-
You can't say it's wine.
Wine
doesn't
isn't
count.
booze.
Sure it is.
Well, no, it's
Most of the
it's
time,
ju-
that's my only booze.
It's
is
juice.
wine.
Well, you're a lightweight. It's juice that comes from fruit. It just happens to be fermented.
Well, all vodka is water and, depending on your main ingredient, rice or potatoes.
All right. Well, I don't. Okay.
So
maybe I'll
Wait a
take
minute.
up vodka.
No, back up. So before, when you were talking about giving up booze for 30 days, you were never counting wine as part of that?
Yeah, no, I would count. I mean, to
Oh.
be serious about it, I would count it. I was going to start yesterday, and then there was wine book club, and I went, well, I don't know. So it's hard not to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to
That's
do.
why it's an exercise.
Okay, so
self-control.
two questions. When you give up fries like
Yeah.
you do every year,
Yes.
do you also give up tater tots? Oh.
I mean, not.
Do you substitute tater tots?
No. I was going to say I'm not offered tater tots off it, so but I don't think
Do you
I
find
would.
yourself kind of just unconsciously gravitating to
No.
places that you know have them?
No, I wouldn't do tater tots. No.
Okay, and then the second question is clearly you're going to eat just an S ton of fries today just to get ready
You
for
bet.
it. Where are you going? So we can watch.
Probably hires. I'll go to.
Oh, you'll be in your car, so we won't be able to watch you.
I eat in private.
Yes.
Where no one can judge me.
That's the private dining room.
But to be serious about the booze thing, then we got to go. I know.
Yeah, we got to go.
The alcohol is really. I mean, I'm used to having a couple of cocktails every day, of bourbon or gin or something. Just after work cocktails, and that's hard for me to stop.
So try.
Wine is easy.
Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 330. That's Layton Parkway in Davis County. Crash westbound I-80 at milepost 124. That's 4th East in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 at 50th South in Salt Lake. The center lanes are blocked there. And let's see, crash northbound 5600 west, 2200 south in Salt Lake. A friend of the program says accident southbound I-15. I'm getting on the freeway at 45th South, and it's a parking lot. Sign says left lane closed ahead. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Sister Dottie is here. She is next. We got to tell you about Diamonds Direct.
Seen that diamond she wears? Beautiful.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed.
Beautiful diamond ring that I guess her husband Brad. No. Bart. Dawn gave her. But Diamonds Direct, I'm going to suggest to Dawn that he go to Diamonds Direct and get Sister Dottie a nice present for Valentine's Day.
Maybe some diamond stud earrings. That's a nice go-to item that every woman should have.
If you're getting engaged this Valentine's, your timing is perfect because, for instance, you could go to Diamonds Direct and they're having an interest-free sale. It's going on right now until, I guess, through tomorrow. You could get a diamond engagement ring, beautiful ring, $6,000 fashion ring for $100 a month. So you just make a monthly payment, $100 a month for 5 years, no interest. That's really a great deal. You can get $2,000 pendant for just $35 a month at Diamonds Direct. They have a direct relationship with the diamond cutters. That's why the prices are so low. They're located on 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
This is very important.
Kitties, it's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. I'm here to help you with your taxes. Today, we're going to hear a tale from the old ledger which should simplify on how to fill out those pesky forms. Pay close attention now, so you won't have to pay even more later.
You can come on in now, Mr. Irvine.
Thank you. You can call me Lemar.
Lemar. Okay. My secretary said you had some questions concerning your tax forms?
Well, yeah. There ain't enough places on this here 1040A. I was wondering if there was a special form or maybe a separate schedule I should fill out.
Enough places for what?
My wives.
Oh, you should only list your current wife on your tax forms. Your ex-wife will have to file separately.
Ex-wife? I ain't never been divorced.
You have more than one wife.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There ain't no place on this here farm to list all my wives. Not to mention the fact they don't leave you enough places to list your children either.
How many wives do you have?
6. But the 2 youngest haven't turned 18 yet, so I figure I'll list them as dependents.
Oh my. You're going to just have to list your first wife on your 1040, and then we'll file separate forms with the other ones, listing them as single head of household.
Well, now wait one darn minute there, Sonny. No woman of mine is going to claim to be the head of my household. I won't stand for it.
Now, it's only a classification. They won't really be heads of households. I mean, think of it. 5 women with no income and children to claim. You should get quite the refund, Lemar.
Lemar.
That
would be dishonest. I'm a God-fearing man. I couldn't cheat the government like that.
You do know that polygamy is against the law, don't you?
Yeah. Big refund, you say?
Very big.
Where do I sign?
You see, kiddies, everyone can get a refund just so you know which deductions to take. And if you're willing to sit through a very long audit. As for Lamar, prison might be a vacation when you compare it to having 6 wives reminding you to wipe your feet and take out the trash. Well, this is your old friend, the bookkeeper, reminding you that on midnight on April 15th, that is the cutoff.
Here she is, Sister Dottie Dixon.
Brought to you by Booze Teak, 315 East Broadway in downtown Salt Lake, featuring accessories for wine, cocktails, corkscrews, cocktail shakers, copper mugs, locally made cocktail bitters from Beehive Bitters Company, fun gifts and more accessories for your home bar, Booze Teak.
Now, Sister Dottie, so lovely to see you as always.
Grand to see all three of you. I have missed you terribly.
Where have you been, Sister Dottie?
You make the studio smell so good.
Oh, thank you. I'm White Diamonds today.
Of course.
Now, I understand you're very busy.
I have been busy as a beaver.
What's
Well,
happened?
just after the holidays, I disappeared for a bit. Don gave me the most lovely Christmas present. He sent me to a mindfulness camp in Eureka.
Nice.
In Eureka.
Yes. Oh,
famous for their mindfulness.
Did it open my eyes and humble my heart? Now, you might be asking, what is mindfulness?
Yes.
Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present and aware of where you are and what you're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around you.
Boy,
It's hard to do.
Not letting the cave. Being aware of when you're in a conversation with somebody, really truly listening. Being aware of the time of day and how you might be helping yourself, that sort of thing. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I met some lovely ladies and a couple of really nice gentlemen. You have any questions on
No, I'm just
mindfulness?
no, because I wasn't listening to what you said. I don't really. I wasn't paying any attention.
I've got about 10 Lent things for you at the end.
Sister, now I understand where we started saying you've been very busy. You also have a church calling or something?
Yes, this is another very exciting thing.
What's this?
I've been taking up a lot of my time. Well, I've always been for Mormon mothers and their gay children. That's
Yes.
always been my cry. And, I'm so tired of the state asking why are kids killing themselves. We know why. It's because of that monster in the backyard that exports fear, shame, guilt, and judgment by the truckloads. And Governor Herbert has now done a task force to see if we can figure this out. I just want to drive by. I'm a good friend with Jeanette. She might just let him walk on the sidewalk alone a while and runs into me. She'll get it.
The First Lady, yeah.
Yes, First Lady Jeanette Herbert.
I've also, this is the big news, I've been called by the Mormon Church to create a handbook.
What?
For proper and exciting Mormon funerals.
Exciting Mormon funerals.
Yes. Have you ever been to
You
one?
got you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah. And I've been named funereal director for the Palmyra State.
Really?
Yes.
Now, a funeral every once in a while, or?
Oh, we've got a lot of people dying, Bill. Yeah. Wolf Hollow was built. Don and I were some of the very youngest kids in Wolf Hollow when we got married.
Oh.
But a lot of those people are just dying off all over. And we're finding it to be a trend in Spanish Far.
Well, you're going to be really busy.
I'm going to be busy. They're
Could
going
be
to.
a funeral a week or more.
I've got at least 2.
2 a week?
That's why I'm having to pull back a bit here at X96.
So do you have
old people are dying and we're burying a lot of them.
So what do you have to do as the funereal director?
Well, the first thing I'm doing is creating a content handbook.
Okay.
And it's full of favorites, more food options is going to be the first thing. I'm going to push for tapas at funerals.
It's a great idea.
Small plates.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then we're going to keep some nouveau options. We're going to get some brand new Jell-O set salads and just shake it all up.
Okay.
I'm thinking of funeral potato ham balls.
Oh,
little bite size.
Great
You get 3 on a plate, and if they take more, a slap on the hand.
Could I-
and fresh cornflakes.
Yeah, could I suggest to help keep them together, deep fry them?
Oh,
Flash fried funeral potato ham balls.
those would be delicious.
Yeah.
all right.
Maybe I'll call you. We're also doing a section on pallbearer strength building. Some of them little deacons having to be pallbearers.
yeah, that's-
They can't carry their big old heavy grandma down the aisle.
True. I've seen that.
Yeah.
We're talking about casket fallers.
I've
you've
seen that,
those
yeah.
casket
yeah.
fallers. Gina, them happen more in the Catholic Church
It's
than
true.
anywhere else.
It's true.
It's a sad thing. Babies at funerals.
Don't belong there.
A little handbook. I'm just going to hand it to mothers as they come in. A small, get them out. Get them right out.
Last funeral I was at, I sat right behind some people, and their child ruined the funeral for me.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a good funeral.
Yeah.
There was some good music at the funeral. And
No place for babies.
No place for babies. And then proper eulogy lengths and themes. I'm just getting started on all this, but I'm ever so excited. And I thought I'd leave you today with some tips on Valentine's Day. A lot of people are talking about engagement.
Sure.
If I hear that Shane Company guy one more time, I'm going to go right into orbit. Okay. These are some questions. Did your family throw plates, calmly discuss issues, or silently shut down when disagreements arose? Carrie?
throw plates.
We silently shut down.
We throw plates.
We calmly
If you have
discuss.
children, will both of us change diapers, Gina? Is that important?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's pretty sad that they're still changing Festus's diapers, but it's
Now, Bill, here's one for you.
Yeah.
Will our experiences with our exes help or hinder us?
it'll help me. It'll hinder her.
Okay. How important is religion, and how will we celebrate religious holidays such as Lent?
That's an important one to talk. A lot of people think it doesn't matter, and it's going to come up. If you don't talk about it, you're in trouble.
Is my debt your debt? Would you be willing to bail me out?
I see.
Carrie, have you ever had to do this?
We've not had that problem, no.
You're just rich as rich.
No,
Well,
she's just really good with the money.
with the money,
Yeah.
okay. What's the most you'll spend on a car, a couch, a pair of shoes?
Oh, that was a
Very
sticking
informative.
point.
It'll
was a
tell you
sticking-
about your spouse.
That was a sticking point in our relationship for a while.
Yeah, it's expensive couches.
My
or
wife
shoes?
didn't even want a car.
Oh.
She didn't even want a car.
Oh,
I said, well, of her own. I said, we can't. I got to get you at least some kind of a car.
Yeah. Do you like each other's parents? Really
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Check
Mhm.
that family out,
Yep.
all the
Yep.
way down to brothers and sisters-in-law. How far can we go with flirting with other people? And is porn okay in the marriage?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
But a lot of couples have problems with that.
And I bet most don't ever have that conversation.
I bet they don't,
Yeah.
And I
Do
think
you
that's
know
something-
all the ways that I say I love you? That's very important for that person to know. These are my intended ways.
When I make breakfast for you, that's my way of saying I love you. That
And
kind of
and I just have two ways: fast and slow.
Yes. And the last one is, how do you see us 10 years from now? And ask that to each other. I think if most couples would ask each other these questions and dig deep, they'd know a hell of a lot more about each other before they say, I do. Let's go pick a dress.
I think they wouldn't get married.
Well,
I think
they might not. And that might be okay.
It may be best not to know these things.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, for Lent, you got me thinking as I was driving in. Here I go. I'm giving up Jumbo Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
wow, 40 days.
Yeah, I know.
That's a tough one for you.
I know.
Well, it's a pleasure always to see you.
Thank you.
And you do seem to be more mindful. You don't seem to be frazzled about this funeral director
Thank
thing,
you.
or funeral.
I'm funereal.
Funereal.
I'm very excited. And
Good.
my frazzle-ometer has gone way down.
Good.
Lovely to see you, sister.
Lovely to
Thank
see you.
Always
Oh,
good to
but
see
Carrie,
you.
thanks for the extra
Oh,
time.
no problem
It
at
just gives him gallbladder to give me that time.
Till we meet again.
And then we'll say hello. Mwah.
All right.
Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 330. That's Layton Parkway in Davis County. Crash westbound I-80 at 4th East in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 50th South. The center lanes are blocked there. We've got a crash, let's see, southbound I-15 at the ramp to I-215 junction, milepost 299. That's traffic brought to you by this seafood season. Go fishing at Del Taco. Snag 2 beer-battered fish tacos for only $4. No bait or tackle required. Unfreshing, believable price, and participation may vary.
All right, let's see. We've got boners round 2 coming up for you in just a second here, and let me get you the titles of round 2. And then we put the winner of round 2 against the winner of round 1 in the 9 o'clock hour. So the next one coming up, the next one's coming up are, I bet you have some good pictures on your phone. Number 2, I told you to keep them brats quiet. And boner candidate number 3, a vanity plate that really tells the truth.
All right, all those with round 2 and big boy news all coming up after these. First, got to tell you about proflowers.com. You got to send Dottie some flowers. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Just to thank her for coming in. Valentine's Day, you waited. It's tomorrow.
But it's still not too late.
But how careless of you to wait.
It's okay.
But luckily, ProFlowers is there to save you. Valentine's Day bouquet from ProFlowers is perfect. Choose the classic red from the Rose collection, which are just incredible. These are usually the ones that I get. Or you could try something new from the huge assortment of unique bouquets and plants. Yes, they do plants as well. That would be a good Valentine's gift. Guaranteed to be delivered fresh and stay fresh for 7 days. And I promise you, if you follow the directions, they'll stay fresh for longer than 7 days. Right now, you can send any bouquet to your Valentine and save 20% off of any purchase of $29 or more. Hurry and order today. I mean, you should do it right now, actually. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. To get 20% off your purchase of $29 or more, go to proflowers.com today. Use the code X96 in the special codes box at checkout. That's proflowers.com, the code X96.
On this week's episode of the Let's Go Eat Show, we're talking pot, Mary Jane, reefer, gauge,
Weed. That's right, with Erin Hyatt. She's an expert about all of that kind of stuff, about laws and where you can do it legally and how to do it legally. It's marijuana-centric on the Let's Go Eat Show. You can find us, of course, at iTunes or the letsgoeatshow.com.
Hello, kitties. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. Since this is tax season, I thought you might want to hear a story from the big ledger about filing your taxes. Today's installment concerns the do's and don'ts of claiming deductions. Pay careful attention now, or you may have to pay more later.
Well, Mrs. Johnson, I've looked over your return, and I have a few questions about some of your deductions.
Oh my, is there something wrong?
Well, you've claimed over $9,000 in medical expenses.
That's correct. I have all the receipts right here in this shoebox.
You seem to be in perfect health. Now, some of these procedures seem a bit odd.
Oh?
Spaying?
Yes.
Neutering?
Yes.
Hairball removal?
Yes.
These are services performed on your cat.
Oh, yes, I love cats. I have over 30 of them.
You can't claim your pet's medical expenses.
But they're like family to me.
It's not allowed by the IRS.
Well, could I claim them as a home improvement?
How so?
Well, they keep me toasty warm in the winter. They're like portable space heaters.
I don't think so.
Well, they shed a lot.
So?
Their excess fur helps insulate my house. Better R value than the pink fiberglass stuff.
And no.
Can I claim them as my children?
And no. The government would never overlook you being 80 years old with more than 30 dependents.
And it's time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. All right, if it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight will happen at 9:20. So, 2 candidates now, then a third after the news, and once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
It's a highly coveted prize to say you've received a hearty handshake from Bill Allred.
Is it really?
You'll tell your friends. Guess what I got? Hearty handshake from Bill Allred.
Did it hurt?
No, it was just right. Just the right firmness.
Oh, good. All right, here we go. Boner candidate number 1, which is, I bet you have some good pictures on your phone. A former high school principal in Kentucky was confiscating students' phones in an attempt to find nude photos that he could steal and then submit them to a Russian-based porn trading site.
Really?
The principal, Stephen Kyle Goodlett, was just sentenced to 9 years in federal prison after a judge found him guilty of possessing and distributing child porn. Mr. Goodlett faces charges, 60 state-level charges of child porn. A former student reported that she had some nude photos on her phone from when she was 15 years old, and she discovered those pictures on a website. How did they get there? The pictures were taken by her then boyfriend after the former student reported the non-consensual distribution of her explicit photos to the authorities. They were able to trace the photos back to Principal Goodlett's account. Authorities say they found 436 images and 11 videos on Goodlett's devices, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children found a photo of a naked girl that was very young in his Dropbox account. Goodlett would reportedly save the images he got through the confiscated phones on a thumb drive to later look at and upload online. So the principal confiscates your phone for the day. He takes it to his office. He uploads things to his computer from your phone, and then later on examines them at his leisure. Boner candidate number 1, I bet you have some good pictures on your phone. Here's boner candidate number 2. I told you to keep them brats quiet. Go to x96.com/live if you'd like to see this charming lady. No, it's not Betty White. An elderly California woman arrested Friday after this is what Betty White would look like if she just kind of let herself go.
I was going to say, Betty White looks a lot better than that.
Well, it would not take much. It'd probably take a couple of shots of whiskey and staying up for 24 hours. But an elderly California woman was arrested Friday night after she allegedly shot a gun toward her neighbor's children because the kids were being noisy. Betty Frances Sanders.
Betty Frances?
She's 84. She fired a handgun in the direction of 3 children, ages 8 to 10, as they were riding on their motorcycles at their home in Anderson, California. The family was in the front yard of their property when Sanders and her husband approached the fence separating the yards. The children's mother, Angela Rollins, said that Sanders allegedly complained about the children being too loud, which escalated into an argument. Then the woman, Ms. Sanders, shot her handgun toward the family, who were roughly 20 feet away.
I bet they shut up real quick.
Well, I warned them. Boner candidate number 2. I told you to keep them brats quiet. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. A vanity plate that really tells the truth.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this here, Big Boy News, brought to you by
Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
Well, I'm going to do a story here about the most controversial thing at the Winter Olympics in South Korea. And Dylan, if you put up a picture of this, I don't want the picture of the actors portraying these characters. I want the pictures of the actual statues, if you please. And particularly, there's a good picture of the statues from just straight on. The Penis Man statues.
The what?
The surprise stars of the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea, aren't the elite competitors in the games, but the phallic statues outside, these buff men with unmistakably penis-like heads.
What?
Officially, they're called the Bullet Men. There they are. There's an even better picture, if you've got it somewhere, of a straight-on shot of them. The Bullet Men, and they've become a huge meme in Japan. Japanese members call them, I don't know, Moguro Soyoyo, which means I have no idea in Korean. The three statues have been in place at the Alpensee Ski Jumping Center since 2009. They supposedly represent the desire for a cool body. But
it's not just what the top of it looks like.
Yeah,
they're full on naked frontal.
Yeah.
There's dong.
Yeah, it's
or you could say that.
Yeah.
So it's become the hit of the Japanese internet.
It's like they're wearing some sort of like diving helmet almost.
It makes their heads look phallic, and then so now people are doing their guys dressing up in costumes like the Penis Men, doing dances, things like that.
That's the hit of the Olympics, huh?
Apparently.
All right.
Now, let's see. No, I've got to do a different story. The Utah House of Representatives has rejected a bill that would have made it a crime for failing to call 911 during an assault.
Yeah.
The Utah House overwhelmingly rejected the bill that would have made it a crime for a witness to an assault or a situation in which someone is hurt, injured in some way, to fail to call 911. House Bill 125 obligated people to call the emergency line or face being charged with a Class B misdemeanor. House Minority Leader Brian King, Democrat of Salt Lake, called it a tool for prosecutors to deal with callous indifference. The effect of the bill,
legislate morality.
The effect of the bill is to save lives, said King. You can't legislate morality, but you can legislate if somebody is standing there and just watching it happen and does nothing.
But how do you judge that? How do you judge,
well,
I was walking by and maybe I saw something and maybe I didn't, or I stood there and watched this? Who's going to decide that?
A judge and a jury, Gina. That's how those things work, if it's the law. The effect of the bill would be to save lives. Representative Merrill Nelson, Grantsville, argued against that and said the legislation is a drastic departure from criminal law before lawmakers voted it down 51-20. We're saying you're a criminal if you do nothing, he said. Representative Kelly Miles of Ogden said he liked the idea of sending a message that people should step up, but the state doesn't need a law with a penalty to do that. King says we already have a law. So, okay, here's the counter argument to that, Gina. We have a law that it is you must report abuse. If you know that there are children being abused, you must report it. And if you don't report it, and they prove that you didn't report it, if you're a neighbor,
that's much more specific, though.
If you are witnessing a violent crime and you fail to report it, you would be charged with. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So we have that law already. How is this is not different? That's what Representative King says. It's not different. It's the same thing. And I would agree with that completely. But we don't want to, come on now. Come on. We can't be legislating that.
I see problems here, and I'm sure that's why it's not.
I swear to God, you cannot stop, can you?
This is what a conversation is, Bill. A conversation isn't you reading a news story, me saying, yep. A conversation is reading a news story and me...
In this case, you're not really being an apologist. You're just wrong. In the ongoing saga of suffragette versus scientist, a House Legislative Committee on Monday voted in support of a resolution to replace the statue of Philo Farnsworth in Washington, D.C. with one of Martha Hughes Cannon. There's a picture at x96.com/live. There on the left, the statue of Martha Hughes Cannon, who looks entirely, I think, too modern in that. It's not the clothes, it's the... She looks too... I don't know how to put it.
Well, I would think they based it on photographs, right?
Maybe. And in the other picture there, Philo T. Farnsworth, he's standing there in the Capitol Rotunda, apparently contemplating a sausage.
That's a tube.
A big.
Is it a tube?
It's a big. Oh, I know. It's a big capsule of medicine, right? It's a
No, it's
pill
the cathode ray tube. Which
that what they look like?
He invented.
So Todd Weiler highlighted the extraordinary life of Cannon, a Mormon pioneer. She became a doctor, a woman's rights advocate, the first woman elected to a state senate in the country.
And she looks exactly like that.
And
I'm looking at a picture of her.
Former Representative Adam Gardner said, well, so I think that's all great, but again, TV. Philo Farnsworth invented TV.
Nobody wants to hear my solution to this.
Well, I think it's a good solution, but it's just not.
Bring Brigham home.
No, they just won't do that.
We'll appreciate him here. They don't there.
I just won't. And then I tweeted a picture of this morning. It was all over celebrity media today. Brave David Beckham.
What'd he do?
Well, it's the picture. It says David Beckham braving the rain with his children, Hadley and Romeo. He's got an umbrella, and they're leaving a limousine and walking.
They're bravely leaving a limousine.
They're braving the rain.
You know, they could have just stayed in the car and said, you know what, it's raining. We're just going to stay here.
So like us.
And, you know, if I'd been there to see that, I would have called 911.
Mm-hmm.
I would have. And then people are going hog wild over a monster hog.
Monster hog?
That they're calling Pigzilla in Hong Kong, going through trash near a school. I don't know if we have the video. The video footage of Pigzilla been posted on Facebook.
God.
Yeah. There's Pigzilla.
Oh my God.
Now those are some normal sized hogs around Pigzilla, and there he is.
Where is this?
In Hong Kong.
They let this thing run wild?
Well, I don't think they could stop him.
They could stop Godzilla. They could stop this.
It would take a lot of bullets to stop Pigzilla.
There he is.
Yeah, now they're.
Oh, it's a
Oh my
video.
God.
Yeah. He's a gigantic.
He's huge. He's as big as a dumpster.
Now, they say the network reports that boars can get as big as 450 pounds, and they are common around the hills around the hills around Hong Kong. But this guy is probably even bigger than 450 pounds. Pigzilla, right there. All right, that's it.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
The Jazz, 10 in a row and beating the Spurs last night, 101-99. They are on a roll. Let's see if they can keep doing it. Tomorrow they play the Suns. And I'm sure you've seen this Chloe Kim.
Yes.
She's just about as cute as she could be.
Snowboarder.
And she's a badass. Olympic gold medal in snowboard. And her story is interesting because her parents immigrated from Korea to the United States. And what are the odds that she'd be in the Olympics back there? And and she's cute and she's funny and she's the darling right now of the Olympics. So congratulations to her.
She didn't sleep in.
No,
she didn't say the F word on television.
Well, she's not much of a snowboarder then, because that's the way they are.
She didn't stay up late watching Netflix. Weather brought to you in part by climate change and also by Booze Teak, 315 East Broadway in downtown Salt Lake, featuring accessories for wine, cocktails, corkscrews, cocktail shakers, copper mugs, locally made cocktail bitters from Beehive Bitters Company. Fun gives some more accessories for your home bar at Booze Teak, 50 for a high today. We need to do a quick check of traffic for you now. Crash Main Street 550 South in Kaysville. Crash southbound I-15 milepost 330. That's Layton Parkway in Davis County. Crash westbound I-80 at 4th East in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 50th South in Salt Lake. And looks like that is about it. That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3, a vanity plate that really tells the truth. A man driving a red Camaro with a vanity plate that read "Dirtbag" ended up under arrest Sunday afternoon after what police believe was a series of bad or dirtbag decisions. Police said the 40-year-old man expected to be charged with first-degree assault with a firearm, assault on a police officer, malicious harassment, obstructing police, and resisting arrest after the incident at a Brown Bear car wash in Factoria, Washington. Police say they responded to the car wash shortly after 3 p.m. Road rage-like incident that began with a minor rear-end crash between two cars in a parking lot. They said the driver of the other car got out to take pictures of the damage, and the Camaro driver, dirtbag, got out and pointed a gun and made threats. Police said when they showed up, the suspect wouldn't get out of the car, fought with them when they tried to pull him out. One officer was punched in the face. Then the man, dirtbag, allegedly threatened to kill the police and made disparaging and dirtbag-like comments about the victim's perceived ethnicity. The person he had pulled the gun on. Police finally used a taser to subdue dirtbag. Boner candidate number 3, a vanity plate that really tells the truth.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I bet you have some good pictures on your phone. Principal confiscating students' phones and stealing the nude photographs that he found on there. And it's also interesting as a side note, he found a lot, and then he traded them online, put them on porn sites. Boner candidate number 2, I told you to keep them brats quiet. An 84-year-old woman accused of shooting her handgun at some noisy kids in the neighborhood. And boner candidate number 3, a vanity plate that really tells the truth.
All right, let's go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore most qualified to go to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming the boner of the day. We'll put it in the ring with round 1's winner. That will happen at 9:20. All right, you got to decide 1, 2, or 3. Which one is the worst? Remember your candidate number and put it in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. You can call Katie at 877-602-9696. She's taking votes. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says February 13, Boner Voting, and vote that way. You got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 2.
We're producing videos daily that we need scripts for. We produce concerts on a weekly basis that we need day logs for. If it wasn't for the help with the people at Valley Office System, our job would be near impossible to do. One of the things I love about Valley Office Systems is they're a joy to work with. Honestly, we are a 24-hour business. We rarely have an issue, but when we do, we let them know, and they're out here just as quickly as possible. Honestly, their service is second.
Richie called me last night to ask if he should have said something. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was a little.
You had that little panic look on your face.
Yeah.
He called me. He'd said something yesterday to management, and we won't go into what that was.
Okay.
But he called me and asked me. He told me what he said, and then he said, "Do you think I should have done that?" Now, when
you ask that question,
you should probably already know the answer,
it
right?
means, yeah, you shouldn't have asked.
But I think you didn't care for my response.
Well, no, because you actually told me honestly. Most of the time, you just tell me, I don't care, or it doesn't matter, or whatever you choose is the best decision for you. Bill always gives me those vague, like parental answers, so I go, okay, perfect. I can justify it in my mind and move on.
And when I say that, I mean that.
Sure.
Because it doesn't matter in the long run. Just make a choice and go with that.
Mm-hmm.
But what he called me about last night, I said, yeah, probably not. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Well, now I'm curious as to what
I'll
it
tell
is.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you off the air. But you shouldn't have done that. And now that you have, there's nothing you can do about it. So I would just.
Well, and since that conversation, I received communication back, and the dust is settled, and it's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, okay. So, but was it the thing you were telling me about?
About this morning, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably. That seemed awfully ballsy. But is that the new Richie? Is that the I'm standing up to?
Yeah, a little bit.
But it just seemed to, and as I said to him, there are certain positions worth taking and certain positions not worth taking.
It's the pick your battles.
Yeah, you got to just, and this was the wrong battle to pick.
Right.
And then I said, and if you don't like it here, just get out.
Well, and that's all because you're not used to standing up for yourself. You're learning.
Right, I'm getting there.
So.
Well, it's hard to do.
It's hard to do because the other part of Richie, and you guys have never seen this. The other part of Richie used to have
the gay part.
A really no,
that's
the
part.
You've seen
we
the
have
gay
seen.
part.
Yeah, we've seen that.
The really bad temper, and
you
the raging. Oh yeah.
Huh.
For a long time in my early teen years, it was everything would set me off, and just.
Did you get in fights with people?
More verbal, but just terribly abusive language coming from me towards people. Swearing at my mom and not running away, but that kind of kid running away that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole deal. And,
slamming doors.
Yeah,
you were a
doors.
door slammer.
Oh yeah,
big
and
door
I
slammer.
hate you.
Yeah,
And
big door slammer. Yeah.
all that stuff. And then
how did you get rid of that?
I just decided it's not who I wanted to be anymore. But sometimes it comes back a little bit. See on the.
You might be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there he is.
I was full of rage one time in my life. Oh, hello.
From Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 8:45. Time to award round two of your boner voting.
And round two brought to you in part by, let's see. Oh, well, when you have wings, you have a little bit of a blue cheese dressing and some carrot sticks.
Just kind of goes with it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
And Boozteak, 315 East Broadway in downtown Salt Lake, featuring accessories for wine and cocktails like corkscrews, cocktail shakers, copper mugs, locally made cocktail bitters from Beehive Bitters Company, fun gifts, and more accessories for your home bar, Boozteak.
So we had boner candidate number one, which was, I bet you got some good pictures on your phone. Principal taking photos, confiscating students' phones, high school students, and then uploading pictures from those phones, pictures of nude students. And he found them. They were on there on several different students' phones. And, then he would sell them to Russian porn sites. Then there was boner candidate number 2. Told you to keep them brats quiet. It's that 84-year-old woman who was very angry about the noise being made next door by the children. And so she went out and fired a handgun in their direction. And boner candidate number 3, a vanity plate that really tells the truth. Dirtbag was the vanity plate, and the guy really was a dirtbag, a racist and a hothead. It doesn't say here who won something.
Who won the hearty handshake?
Well, no, it was just brought to you by Boostique, right? Not
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Boner candidate number 1. I bet you have some good pictures on there.
Oh, boy.
Won it by a huge margin.
Yes, I imagine so. It is now a contender to be Boner of the Day. We'll put it in Boner Fight with the winner of round 1, and you will decide who Boner of the Day is at 9:20. All right.
So we have a good friend of the program, Punk. Punk has been listening to Radio from Hell since before there was Radio from Hell.
Yeah.
He was listening to this show when he was in high school. He was a skateboarder kid in high school.
He was a punk.
He was a punk. And he used to do did he do it once a week? I think he did.
We had him, if it wasn't once a week, it was every other week at least.
For a long time, he would do these video reviews, junk food updates. Punk's video review and junk food update. And he would plan them out and write them, and they were very detailed. And
he's saved all of those.
Yeah, and it's fun. He's got it's notebooks and notebooks and notebooks because it's all written in longhand.
Yep.
And Punk was also was an architect and worked for some firm here in town, and you know, was an interesting, good guy, and he loved cars. Wait, I'm starting to sound like he's dead.
I was going to say you're past tensing a lot.
He loves cars.
Yes. Yeah, but he has found himself unable to do that and to deal with cars much and to be on the radio much, and because he's got health problems. And the nature of those health problems are,
complicated.
It's complicated, and it doesn't matter really. Yeah. So he's in pretty fragile state, and sometimes he's been coming into the studio occasionally for the first time in a long time. Always great to see him. But right now, he's having a particularly difficult time, and he's feeling really isolated and alone. So we're going to play this little bit of Punk, and then we've got something we'd like to tell you about him.
Something we'd like you to do.
Yeah.
Coming up. Here it is.
Here he is. He has more allergies, and he's had more procedures. I'm just having a little colonoscopy today. Punk said to me earlier, "You having them from both ends?" I didn't even know they did that.
Had to come in
an endoscopy.
Had to come in and up the ante, didn't it?
Up the what?
Your ante.
If I black out, just make sure I get sent to Lakeview.
That where they have all your records.
That's where my insurance goes.
Okay. You should have that tattooed on your body somewhere, so that we know.
So when Punk isn't suffering some dire, life-threatening condition, he's watching really horrible movies. Punk's video review and junk food update. What movie is it that you selected this time?
It's an Easter movie.
Okay.
The Zombie Diaries.
Okay.
No, zombies kept diaries.
That's right. The cover art and the disc art have nothing to do with this movie.
Okay. What is this movie about?
Well, I was thinking we were going to get some doomsday stuff with people shooting people, but no.
What did you get?
I'm not sure. I think it was. Well,
you're charging this movie with false advertising.
Yeah, I'll save that for my very last thing on the review of what I think it was.
Do you have the cover of the movie with you? Let's see.
That guy's not in the movie.
Okay.
At all?
In England, they don't even have any guns. They complain about that in the movie. We need more guns like in the U.S.
Okay, well, tell us about the Zombie Diaries.
Because the cover has this bald guy walking away from the camera. He's got a sawed-off shotgun
and a pistol.
And the city behind him is destroyed, and there are zombies everywhere.
Exactly. Post-apocalyptic England.
All right.
It's a bloody powerhouse of a movie, it says.
So we got Victoria Nalder as the Ace TV news reporter, and she's been in like nothing. Juliet Forrester is Sharon, the research doctor. Anna Blades is Vanessa, the TV producer. Craig Stoven, he's Andy, the TV crew driver, and Jonathan Ball is Matt, the TV camera guy, and that's pretty much all you really need to know, I think.
Okay.
Unless you want to hear about Hiram Bleetman. He's
Bleetman.
Manny. He was just another dude in the movie, but he was in a movie called Gnaw.
Good old Hiram Bleetman.
And Ralph Mondi, who was in a movie called The Fairy Who Stole Eyes.
That sounds
Fairy
scary.
Who Stole Eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's a movie you got to get.
I'm trying to.
And Gnaw sounds pretty good, too.
They're both on the list. So, basically, what happens is you got a British TV film crew is sent out on location in a rural countryside to do a news story, and they become survivors of a worldwide viral outbreak that's turning people into zombies, forcing them to fight for their lives as they struggle to stay alive, obtain supplies, and film a documentary about the world ending around them.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So what they're doing is they're ripping off World War Z.
Yeah.
That's
if you read the book.
It's a Blair Witch weird type thing
Yeah.
with nothing that makes any damn sense.
Yeah, all right. Here's the trailer. The city is empty. Oh, wait, maybe there's a zombie.
Or not.
Or not. An unknown virus.
Incidents in Asia were isolated
The
cases
United
and
Kingdom's
posed no
preparation for a pandemic has been severely criticised in the press, with official figures grossly underestimating the spread of infection.
This morning, they've completely sealed off the area.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, that was the
already.
that was the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I was gonna say, I'll bet you have a better scene for us.
Oh, it was kind of hard to find one.
Really?
So I found something.
Okay.
I mean, it did have a twisting ending that was kind of nifty. So I like that. And then there were a couple of good lines like, is there anything in here we can pinch? I thought that was funny in the dark. So here's this one.
Those Brits.
Anything to go by, then this country's in chaos. Now we're going to stay in these woods, at least until the morning.
That's it.
Oh.
Yep,
That's
that's
the
it.
best you could do.
Boy.
Wow.
We're going to stay in these woods at least until morning.
Never a good idea.
You know, because the zombies will be gone by morning.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
it sounds like I don't know how you can give this movie a rating, but try.
Oh, I've seen worse. Dr. Otto in the gloom beam.
And the gloom beam?
So I'm giving it 1.5 Prozacs and some Pro Meth because it did have a twist at the end, like I said.
Okay.
For tying a zombie to a perfectly good bed. Flu-like symptoms, the men in white suits, filming your own death, rubber duckies, and oh boy, about an hour and a half of Bam Margera sneaking around to beat up his dad or zombies or something.
You really did not like this movie
at all.
No, I was in a trance most of the time.
But you finished it. You watched the whole thing.
Oh, I found a line. I had a tough time finding a line from other movies.
All right, so what junk food are you going to have with this?
A few thin sliced pork chops with hash browns and ketchup. A bag of swirl mallows. Give some to Bill. Some Wonka Tinglers. The new Wonka Tinglers right here.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah. A few bags of edible Easter grass. Got that right here.
There's edible Easter grass?
Yeah, it actually tastes like grass.
I mean, we have one.
It's supposed to
It's like
taste
styrofoam.
Yep. Some peeps and a sixer of cream soda or whatever keeps you wired.
It's like, it's that packing stuff.
It has
some flavor to it.
It has a blue raspberry aftertaste.
Yeah, but not until after you've eaten it, and even then it's so light.
You shouldn't eat this.
I can't wait to try these marshmallow swirl marshmallows.
It's made in Germany. Germans make good stuff.
Okay.
I learned that on TV.
It's terrible. All right. Thank
Then
you.
we got Pop and Tinglin' chocolate rocks. Woo!
Chocolate
Okay,
rocks.
I wanna
Pop
try-
rocks
try
with
one.
chocolate on them.
Chocolate flavored Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Punk.
Thank you, Punk.
Thank you.
You can, of course, find Punk's review on our website, on our blog. Go to x96.com. Radio from Hell page. Look at the Radio from Hell blog. You also have a listing of your own, Punk?
No, Tropos, well,
All right.
he does that on Live Journal. He puts them all on there for me.
All right.
With links to the trailers.
He's the man. And it finally it dawned on me where the term Atropos comes from the other day.
Where?
Because he and
Stephen King.
he and I share physics terms all the time.
Stephen King book. Right?
Well, yeah, it's taken from that.
Yeah. And then, but there was some Greek chemist.
The troposphere. Keeping an eye on everybody.
All right. So even after that, if you'd like to help Punk, he's really a sweet guy, and he's feeling lost and
He'd like to
alone.
hear from you.
So it's a pen pal for Punk. That's what we're doing.
That's basically it.
Pen pals for Punk. So send them to radiofromhell@x96.com and just put Punk in the subject line. We will forward your good wishes and comments to
him,
Punk. Yeah.
and then he may reply, or he might be, he may not be able to reply. But
just send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put Punk in the subject line and whatever you'd like to say to Punk or wish him well.
Send him a little love.
We'd like to hear from him.
All right.
We're good. Move along.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Thank you very much. Coming up, Tuesday Tunes with Todd is on the way. Stand by for that. We got to tell you about Hoops Vision correction.
Yeah, they're listen, laser. It's a laser procedure.
Lasers.
A laser procedure on your eyes, which will help you see better. You won't need your glasses. Contact lenses, hopefully. And I don't wear glasses. I don't wear contact lenses because I went to Hoops Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, the same?
Yeah, I remember when you used to mess with, first of all, it was the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
You used to mess with those, and you had your prescription sunglasses as well as your prescription glasses.
Saw a guy the other day with the chums, the croquis.
You keep doing the switch.
2 pair of glasses.
Then the contacts came along, and you had all the fluids and the cups and but
no,
not anymore.
Go to Hoops Vision and talk to them about their laser procedures. Just call 1-877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745. You can ask them about their 24-month zero-interest payment plan and their See Clearly guarantee. This is a free, no-obligation appointment where they check your eyes to see if you're a good candidate, and you probably are. It's our good friends at Hoops Vision. Go to hoopsvision.com.
Gary.
My little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence.
Is this a daily occurrence?
Oh God, yes. And I use the dumb old dad jokes of it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a foding spider."
My dad always said it was a buck snort.
I'll have to try. Or sometimes I'll say that bear's been following us around, or did somebody step on a duck?
Yeah.
Is the other one.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. She likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one.
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. And I said,
like us. I learned it from watching you.
I said, "Honey, that was."
Did you high five her?
High five.
That was a loud one, and she said, "It sounded like a door closing."
She means like the creak of the door.
And I said it did kind of, and she said, "A door with rusty hinges." Ouch! I just thought
she's creative.
I thought that was the best.
So our children are learning from you.
So now it's just hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I just thought that was the best. A door.
Get some 3-in-1 oil on those hinges.
So that was it. It's just one of those kids say the darndest
they
things.
Sure do.
Hell is on X96. Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
All right. Let's see. Do we have a giveaway here? No, we don't. We're done with that.
Just dive right in.
But let's quickly make the correction.
Well,
and then we'll.
Yeah, because we don't want Todd to be going to Harmon's, to the grand opening of the Harmon's. We said earlier that the grand opening was Monday.
We're just excited about it.
Yeah.
We want it open Monday.
It's Wednesday, February 21st.
So it's next week, Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yes.
And so it's the new Harmon's in...
Here's how you remember it.
4675 South Holiday Boulevard.
It's my anniversary, and I know you guys keep track of my wedding anniversary. So it's opening the 21st is my wedding anniversary. So that's how you'll remember.
Not going to remember.
Bill, you can go buy those Harmon's Franks that you love so much.
I just had some. I had some on the Friday. I love those Harmon's Franks. And it says right on the side of the building, Carrie's Harmon's.
Yeah. They misspelled it.
but
happens.
Still.
So it's 4675 South Holiday Boulevard, and it opens Wednesday the 21st. And it looks like it's a beautiful store. So there you go.
Oh, hi, Todd.
Thursday turns with Todd on X96. Radio from Hell.
It's our brave program director, Todd Newcomb.
I dare venture into this studio before 10 a.m. sometimes.
Holding it together, but he's going to make it. Todd is here to play a song for us. I hope it's something by Pagliacci.
No, you're going to like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, you are.
So Jack White's got a new album coming out March 23rd. It's called Boarding House Reach, I believe. And he's going to be in town on August 9th, playing at Saltaire.
Do you know what a boarding house reach is?
I don't.
I do.
It's when you don't ask politely to pass something at the dinner table. You just get up and you grab it.
Yeah, my
it's
mother,
manners.
My mother, whenever one of us would reach across the table, or she would do it sometimes, reach across, and you'd reach across somebody else's plate. Say, excuse my boarding house reach.
So that's what that means.
Okay, cool. I didn't know.
Go.
I was puzzled by that whole thing.
Yeah.
I learned stuff by listening to the Radio from Hell show.
See?
Anyway, his new song is called Connected by Love. And sometimes with Jack White, especially with his solo stuff, some of the songs kind of just go right over my head. And I think that happens to a lot of people. But I kind of like this one. Well, the guy's a freaking genius. Like he
is a genius.
He exists in his own universe, right? But this is a pretty cool song, and it's called Connected by Love.
Okay.
I mean, I know people who don't. They think that the White Stripes were a fluke and that it was all hype. And I'm here to tell you, no.
Nope.
There's some genuine musical talent there, and especially with this guy, Jack White, Connected by Love. Tuesday Tunes with Todd, X96. There you go.
Not afraid to be dramatic.
Or different.
No, I don't think it's not being afraid. I think it's he's required to be dramatic and
he just doesn't care. Jack White does what Jack White wants.
With that hitch in his voice there, that's pretty good.
And what I've been seeing, and I don't know what he'll do when he comes to play at Saltaire on August 9th, but I pulled up some of his older set lists from tours, from the past, and he has been known to throw in an occasional White Stripes tune or a Rock on Tours song or any of his other side projects. So you'll get what you want, I believe.
Excellent.
It's always interesting with him, I think.
And I don't know. I'm not sure if that show has sold out yet, but if not now, it certainly will happen.
So he travels with a complement of musicians?
Yeah, I believe so. He's got a pretty good band that goes around with him, and they put on a show.
Well, thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Todd.
For bringing us the new Jack White. I was going to ask you about this one, actually.
You can hear Todd 3 to 7 every weekday here on X96.
I will be here.
All right, thank you.
Thursday turns retard on X96. Ran from hell.
All right. Let's see. We got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by for that. And before that, a reasonable amount of news. A reasonable amount, yeah, it looks like. But first, ZeroRes.com.
Listen, you all love a good deal, right?
I love a good deal. Well, I love Zero Res, too, so I'm hoping I get both of those.
Got them on
here.
speed dial.
Zero Res has a great deal for you to clean your carpet. Now, they are the highest rated cleaning system out there.
I've used a lot of different companies.
Oh, yeah.
So I can attest to the fact that they are the best.
Agreed.
Well, Zero Res has your deal, $33 a room. That's really a big savings. They want you to try it. They know that some restrictions will apply. Specifically, the max room size is 100 square feet, but just, restrictions do apply. And this is for the rest of February only, $33 per room. And that's tile or carpet. So that's really a good deal.
You should have your tile done. You don't always think about that, but you need it done.
So call Zero Res. It's 801-288-9376. Or go to ZeroRes.com.
Research from the University of British Columbia suggests that air pollution is the fourth leading cause of death globally, and the air we breathe in Utah is some of the worst in the world. That's why Broadway Media is presenting a special 1-hour broadcast across all 7 of our local Utah radio stations. This special broadcast will be Friday, February 16th at 9 a.m. and is presented commercial-free by Rocky Mountain Power. Find out more about the air we breathe and how you can become an air hero at BroadwayMedia.com.
Deal from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
Heard of any of those people?
9:20 right now. And we got Boner Fight coming up in a few moments to decide Boner of the Day. But first, we got a reasonable amount of news. I'd say it's a almost considerable amount. Well,
okay,
about 7 minutes.
I don't.
You can do
I'm
it.
Well, I'm
It's
sure
a
I can do
reasonable
it.
amount of news.
I'm sure Gina will interrupt me constantly.
Yeah.
It'll make it easier.
Brought to you by
X96 presents Walk the Moon on Monday, February 19th at 50 West Club and Cafe. Oh, we're doing one of our Lounge X's to perform a few songs. It's before the Press Restart tour later that evening at the complex. Walk the Moon starts at 12 p.m. here at 50 West Club and Cafe, and everyone attending will have an opportunity to meet the band. But space is limited, and you must be 21 or older to attend. So call in sick on President's Day and join X96 at 50 West Club and Cafe. Meet Walk the Moon Monday, February 19th at noon.
Well, hey, Gina, did you see the rat, the rat escalator, the escalator rat? The
No.
escalator rat?
No.
I've not.
I don't know if we have the video of that or not. Dylan, do we have the video of the escalator rat?
There it is.
Yeah, watch this guy. Watch this rat terrorizing people on an escalator in a mall.
No, he's jumping on.
I know.
Well,
it's
a,
weird.
It's a stopped escalator.
Yeah, the escalator.
And
He's attacking people.
Yeah.
Well, he's got something there on that step that he's protecting.
Is
I
it a
think.
piece of pizza?
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
you know
you
what?
see?
You're right. Yeah, he keeps going back.
I know that. I know they like pizza.
And he's
Whatever that is, he keeps going back to it.
Yeah, he's protecting whatever that is.
I'm just surprised there's people that are continuing. I would have turned around and gone the other way.
I don't think they're mostly seeing.
Hey, oh, hey.
Let's see if it says here. I don't recall reading in the story. That's good eye, Carrie.
Yeah.
That says, with an ordinary mall stroll, when I heard ladies shouting, so I got close, started recording. This was in the Philippines. It says the rat was lurking on the escalator near a food court at a mall in Manila. So that would maybe lead you to believe it was a piece of food of some kind.
It's on a stopped escalator, and he's just on that one step, and there's something there on that step, and it's clear to me that he's trying to keep people away from whatever that is.
I think it's a piece of pizza.
See, when I saw that it was a stopped escalator, I thought it was that one that goes up to the theaters at the Gateway.
That's
but
never
no.
working, ever.
Well, not never, but
Pretty much never.
it's often not working, that's for sure. Let's see. Nick Nolte looks like a mess.
Did you see this picture, Gina?
This is Nick
I mean,
Nolte.
he's looked like a mess
Well, but-
for a long time.
Look at him.
Oh, that's a homeless person.
He's in
That
his
is not-
Exactly.
That is not Nick
Except you would say a homeless person, except his clothes. You'll notice his shirt and his pants are really clean.
They don't match.
They don't match.
He's wearing pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
He gives zero hugs.
Yeah,
Is what that's.
and he's got the crazy man beard and hair.
I think it's less. I think it's even more that he gives zero hugs or zero Fs. He's kind of gone off.
Has he?
I think.
Do you know he was the sexiest man alive
Yeah.
one year?
Yeah.
People's
one-time sexiest man alive. It
Oh,
says
it
it right
says that
here.
right there.
Made his way to the supermarket in plaid pajama pants and mismatched plaid button-down shirt. He topped off the messy look with wild hair and an overgrown Santa Claus beard. Nolte's life has been full of ups and downs, it says here, but he hit rock bottom in 2002 when he was arrested for reckless driving on the Pacific Coast Highway. He later admitted that his now infamous mugshot, and I can still picture it in my
his
mind.
Hawaiian shirt.
He
and-
said,
yeah.
"I'd been taking GHB."
Now Lionel says, "I'm sorry I missed out on putting him on his Deadpool, but I would contend that he's fine because the story continues to say he lives with his wife and his daughter, and he's been clean for over a year now.
So he's in a good place. He just doesn't look like he's in.
I think he's probably he's fine, except he just doesn't care, and he's a little nutty, and he has a 10-year-old daughter, and he's been with his wife, and so.
And when he speaks, it sounds like gravel.
I've got money.
Gravel in one of those turn,
right.
the things that turn the cement mixer.
Yeah. Dylan says that's me one day after the show. After the show ends, that's me.
That is right there.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
You walking around Torrey?
Yeah.
Or wherever it is you're going to
Torrey, Utah. Yeah.
retire at?
I could see that.
Yeah. Talking to people like that.
Yeah,
That'd be
I think-
friendly, though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. One day into retirement, I think.
All right.
I think it'll be a good phase
for all of us someday. I like it.
Where can I get some of those pajamas?
Oh,
They're very expensive.
I can get you some.
Oh, we'll get you
Are
some.
they?
Yeah, I've got extras.
All right. The charges against Seal, the district attorney's charges against Seal, have been dropped.
I never believed that one.
Los Angeles County District Attorney will not pursue sexual battery case against Seal. The decision means that won't face any charges after his former neighbor filed a complaint last month that accused him of assault. Police did open a criminal investigation after actress Tracy Birdsall came forward alleging that the singer groped and forcefully kissed her. According to a website, the DIA rejected the case, citing a lack of witnesses or evidence. Also said that the statute of limitations had run out. Birdsall claims that she and Seal were platonic friends. She decided to go forward after reviewing a video in which he encouraged women to share their own experiences with sexual misconduct. And she said, well, remember what you did to me a few years ago? Well, there's not enough evidence, and it happened too long ago, if it did happen at all.
All right. Weather?
Brought to you in part by climate change. Actually, it's completely by climate change.
Oh, okay.
And we'd like to thank climate change for the weather. 50 for a high today. That's
I've just given up. I'm wearing shorts.
I was up in Heber this weekend. Not a drop of snow anywhere up there.
They had to shut down the ice.
The castles. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I was surprised they even did them, but they were up
cold
for
enough to keep them. Huh?
They were melting, and they just said, "Well, that's it."
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. Here are the candidates. Candidate number 1 from round 1. Who are these people who want to see this kind of thing? A nursing assistant at a assisted living facility in Syracuse, Utah, took a cell phone video of a resident going to the bathroom, and then shared that on Snapchat. Some old person going to the bathroom and shared it on. Who wants to see that?
Nobody.
Yeah. I don't want to take people to videotape it, and So anyway, this person is being charged with a crime, and hopefully will go to jail.
Your mother and I are disappointed in you, Cooper.
And boner candidate number 2. This is interesting. I bet you have some good pictures on your phone.
Ugh.
Principal in Kentucky confiscating students' phones, finding nude pictures on them. He would upload them to his computer and then sell them apparently to Russian pornography sites.
He dealt in child porn is what he did.
That's number 2.
All right, there you go. This is Boner Fight. You've got to decide which one of these 2 candidates deserves to be Boner of the Day. Which one is the worst? You decide. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number. Put it in the message of a text, the one that you think should win, and text that to 33986. Pretty easy to do. You can call in your votes, 877-602-9696. Katie is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or you can go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight.
from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
I really like that girl or that woman on that series. I don't know who that is.
She was on.
She's on.
She was on the 12 Monkeys TV series.
Oh,
she played a crazy person.
She's really.
I get
good.
that.
She's good.
She's got that look in her eye, right?
Oh, I don't know. She seems to be one of the sane ones in the town.
Well, on that show, yeah.
All right.
I'm stuck on the bug thing because if I see a bug in my bedroom and then I go to get a tissue to kill it and then I come back and it's gone, I have a hard time sleeping because I know it's in there somewhere.
Let's award Boner of the Day, and then we'll talk to Amy all the way from Korea.
And Boner of the Day is brought to you by wings and little pieces of carrot and celery, and it was delicious. Homemade. So we had Boner candidate number 1. Who are these people that want to... What? I don't... Sorry. Oh, I know what it is. There. It was, who are these people that want to see this kind of thing?
Okay.
It's the nurse assistant charged with posting inappropriate videos on Snapchat of seniors at an assisted living center, or at least one, going to the bathroom, posting that on social media. Boner candidate number 2. I'll bet you have some good pictures on your phone. A principal confiscating telephones from students, getting the nude pictures off of them, then posting them online. And the winner, Boner candidate number 2, the principal.
Of course. As much as I wanted the first one to win, it had to be the second one.
They were both good.
They're both good. All right, here she is, all the way from Pyeongchang.
Amy Donaldson. Amy.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
AD on Sports is where you can find all of Amy Donaldson's coverage of the Winter Olympics. Now, Amy, we of course want you to talk about that. What's her name? Kim, the snowboarder. Did you?
Chloe.
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 Did you happen to see
Kim?
that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did happen to see that. Yeah. Yeah.
She was pretty incredible.
Happened right outside my hotel, so I only had to walk over there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, she's a great story. I mean, I think it was a foregone conclusion that she was going to win, but she's such a delight, and her dad was there, and I mean, she's amazing. She's really, and she's kind of what I thought we would see in slopestyle, that sort of letting the world see what women can do on a snowboard, pushing the sport forward. But so she did great. She did what everyone expected and was as delightful as we all know she is. And it was a fun time.
What is slope style?
Slope style is when you have the features and you come down the mountain. It's hard to watch because it's you're coming down the mountain. But they hit the rails and then they'll do a couple jumps, but it's coming down the side of the mountain. And then Chloe's a half piper, so she's in the pipe and you see all the tricks, and it's much more spectator friendly.
So what about the snowboard kid who overslept and was binge watching stuff and then dropped the F-bomb on TV?
The kid who won a gold medal?
He did. Yeah. Oh yeah, and that too.
Red Gerard, yeah. No one expected it. We didn't know anything about him. We're like, oh my gosh, who is this kid? We just thought he was on the team because they needed a fourth person. No, he was totally unexpected. And again, to me, a complete delight. I love it when people upend this. The Olympics, as you know, can get a little stuffy, and what snowboarders bring to the table is some realism. They're kind of like the redneck relative that you invited to the formal dinner party, and it's amazing. And he was hilarious. My favorite thing is that reporters just kept trying to get something deeper and more meaningful from him in their interviews, and he just kept saying like, I just can't believe I won. Like my favorite thing is he turned things into verbs that were not, and he was a fantastic interview. I loved him, and I thought it served NBC right that they cut to him just as he did that because they weren't showing snowboarding. They don't understand it. They keep saying they want to attract young viewers, but you still got old guys in charge, and so they were showing figure skating team event instead of the snowboarding, and so they cut over there to try to capitalize on the moment, and he ruined it for them. So the NBC's, as usual, struggling with issues. They had to I don't know. Did you guys read about or hear about the guy who got the cultural advisor they hired?
No.
Who offended all of Korea?
Oh, I did.
How?
Yeah. I
Oh
did hear
yeah,
that.
on his
Yeah.
comments about Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the Parade of Nations when the athletes come in, he said that any Korean is grateful to Japan for the 35 years that they occupied the country.
Yeah,
because it helped move their economy forward and helped them culturally.
No.
And now all of Korea is offended by NBC.
Mm-hmm. That's, he's the guy who is in charge of cultural sensitivity.
Yeah.
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 So
yeah,
now,
of letting Americans know. Yeah.
have you been to the Alpensee ski jumping center?
I have indeed, and it is one of the most cold and miserable places to be here.
Tell me about the Bullet Men statues. What do you know
well,
about those?
I just know that I can't put them on Instagram.
They're naked.
They call them the penis men, and they're amazing.
Yeah. Well, if popular demand, I may find a way to do it. But when you walk up, you're thinking, is that what I think it is? And then you realize it's not actually what you think it is.
Is that what I think? Oh my gosh, there are 3 of them.
Exactly. Well, there's you see 3 of them from the get-go, but you literally, as you're walking up the hill, at the very first day, I'm going to the MPC. It's super windy, so I have my head down. As I look up, tears streaming down my face, I think, is that 3 statues of male genitalia so I did go up and check it out, and there is some anatomically correct, parts of it, but
detailing.
The big thing, the giant part, it just happens to be coincidentally, shaped like that. It is an unfortunate thing, but also I thought, I don't know anything about why the guy, or I'm assuming it's a man who made the statue, an ode to something. I don't know. I think it may be intentional. So
it says
it is mesmerizing.
I just don't know what it has to do with skiing.
But it says they are to represent the desire to have a cool or a good body.
Well, I can see that.
All right, put it outside of the gym then. We're gonna let you go because
right in the middle of town.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go because it's coming up on 2 a.m. where you are. But is there anything?
Oh, I'm actually up. This is morning for me. I'm going to go watch some ski racing today and some speed skating tonight. So we got some locals competing. Megan McJames,
okay,
who got cut from the team in 2012 and has made 2 Olympic teams since. She's worth watching. So,
all right,
yeah, if you get a chance to watch that, you should definitely do it. And that's where I'll be today, and riding more buses and eating a lot of broth.
All right.
They like their
broth
soups.
by the time I come home. Yeah.
Have some boiled fish. We'll talk to you. Talk to you tomorrow, maybe.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Careful.
I don't think she's going to survive on broth.
Well,
what did you eat, Carrie?
Well, see, I was thinking about this, and I get the feeling that she's,
she's stuck eating what's there.
Exactly. She's stuck in some sort of media area. The town that they've built this thing in is a small town. I don't know if they were ready for it, and so they must have brought in all of these different types of foods to feed all of the people. I don't think she's getting real Korean cuisine. I don't think she's eating.
That's
like
what she said. She said it's a tiny place.
I mean, they eat bulgogi and ribs.
And like I said, if she could find a Korean barbecue place, she'd be set.
I think she's stuck with what's offered to her.
I think that's what's going on. Anyway, we'll talk to her again tomorrow. Got to tell you about Excel Automotive Repair.
I got to get down there because my car needs registration, and I don't think I think they passed the law, no inspection. But you still have to have emissions.
Emissions comes up every now and then.
But that's a pretty basic thing. Yeah. But if you have something actually wrong with your car, you want to make sure that the mechanics that are fixing it are honest, and they are at Excel.
Yeah, Excel Automotive Repair, they'll take care of your car and just take it in there on a regular basis for its maintenance. By the way, that does not void the warranty of if it's a new car, as long as you keep the maintenance up on it. They don't They can't tell you where to take it.
Your
so.
dealership will tell you differently. Don't listen to them.
No matter what car trouble you're having, XL Automotive Repair's aim was to fix it and get you back on the road and save you money, and they will. I guarantee it. They're great, and you hear when you're there, you will hear them talking to some other customer, or maybe it'll be you, and it will be something that they'll say, "Now we don't really have to do this because that would cost you too much money." It's on the corner of 33rd South and 3rd East. XL Automotive Repair.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
What's all this mean?
And Tamarind.
I'm all right with Tamarind.
Are you sure?
Well,
Do you
like
know
A1, I must be.
Do you know what Tamarind is?
No, I have no idea what Tamarind is.
Okay.
What is it?
I'm not going to say.
You don't know.
Yeah, I
Of
do.
course. What is it?
It's a fruit.
Bill used to play the tamarind.
In the Mamas and the Papas.
In the Salvation Army. I was the tamarind player.
Hey, Mr.
Tamarind Man, play a song for me. We did it
It's
again,
the Gina B and
yes.
Richie T. There it is. That's the show you're going to get.
Does anybody here know what a tamarind is?
It's a fruit. So
Yeah, listen while I play my green tamarind.
It's a
it's like a citrus kind of.
It's kind of sour. It's very sour. One of my favorite things to get at a Vietnamese restaurant is tamarind broth soup.
I like to get tamarind sodas at Mexican places.
It's related to the date.
Oh, I had no idea. There you go. Tamarind.
Cousin of the date? Or
I think
neighbor?
no, it's related. So I believe it's an uncle. It's an uncle to the date.
Uncle Tamarind, shut up. We're tired of your stories about flavoring A1. We don't believe you.
Oh, these people have brought us a cake.
No, that's not
no.
for us.
It's for size 9.
Happy
Is it your
25th
birthday
It's
Oh, happy birthday.
You know what would be really funny is if that cake slid out of the pan right now onto the floor. Holding it kind of sideways. So Richie, he says, "Are you home to grab something on my desk? You okay?" Yeah, why? Well, you're a little bit quiet today. Oh well, no. Okay. So I come back in here, and he comes and he grabs me and puts his arms around me and says, "No, really, are you okay?"
You were acting peculiar.
And you know what? I was just fine until that happened. And then I'm kind of going,
you're not fine?
I'm going, geez, maybe I do feel like crap. I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about how I felt at all. And now that you mentioned it to me twice, you're right. I feel like crap today.
Well, so he was just in tune with that. You weren't aware that you felt like crap.
I would have been fine. I would have done what I do with most of my emotions and shoved them way down into the back somewhere. And rather than have them flowing out like this, where they don't belong.
So you aren't feeling okay.
Shut up!
You okay, Bill?
I'm fine!
You okay, Bill?
Yes!
You okay, Bill?
I'm okay!
Sorry, Bill.
That's all right, I'm fine.
Hi, you small, green, and gruesome.
I'm really okay.
Bill and me, we had a misunderstanding
Yes,
last night.
we did. But I'm fine.
Bill!
What?
You okay, Bill?
Yes. great.
Have you seen Bill?
Unfortunately, yes.
Bill. Bill.
What? Unfortunately, yes.
From Hell on X96.
All right, it's 9:51.
That's hard buying pants in a store you're not familiar with. The sizes can be different. I get it.
Yeah, that's true. So I went to the book club yesterday.
Oh, yes.
And there's a woman there. Her name is Miriam. I don't know, she's pretty old. She's really deaf. I mean, really deaf. And she has hearing aids, but she still can't hear. And she knows, and she says, like, she sits at the front so she can read the
lips,
the professor's lips, and as we talk about the books and so forth. And she'll sometimes say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You'll have to stand in front of me so I can read your lips.
Mm-hmm.
And but so I walk in, and she's talking with someone else, and they turn around and she said, the other woman said, "Oh, we were just talking about you.
Oh,
Miriam couldn't remember your name." And she said, "What's the name of, and I don't know how she described me to the other woman because I wasn't there, but that guy. And I told her your name was Bill. And she said, that's not possible.
Nobody can be named Bill.
Well, she said, that's not possible. That's too plain a name for such an interesting person. I thought that was really nice.
Your name should be Alistair, something like that.
Well, as a matter of fact, she said, I said, well, thank you. Miriam, I appreciate that. You do, and it's silly, but you do have the tendency to talk louder because you're trying to enunciate. Hopefully, she can read your lips better. But that's probably even wrong. She probably just reads them if you talk normally. She can read them better. Because then when you over-enunciate, your lips move differently. But anyway, I said, well, if it helps, it's not my real name. And she went, I know it! And I said, my real name, I don't know if it's much more interesting. What is it? It's Ralph. And she looked kind of disappointed and paused and said, not Rolf?
Rolf would be
not
more
Rolf.
interesting.
Not Rafe? No, it's Ralph. Oh, I was hoping you were going to say something like Engelbert. or
Engelbert.
or I forget what it was. It wasn't that, but a name like Alistair or whatever you said, Gina.
Ralph is more interesting than Bill.
It is.
Just because you don't hear it very often.
Yeah. I mean, Bill is really a plain name, and one that I don't. Now, it's the name that I always preferred over Ralph until I. But when I grew up to be strong enough to take the name Ralph, because
I'm strong, I can take it.
I can handle
now.
it. I'm Ralph. Yeah, you bet.
How come you were never Ralphie?
The reason I was never Ralph or Ralphie is because my grandfather's name was Ralph, and I lived in the same house with him all the time, so they didn't, or for a lot of the time. So you call Ralph, you don't want.
Yes.
What? No, not you.
Why did you name the kid after
little
me?
Ralph.
This has caused problems.
Yeah,
I know
no,
you were trying to honor me, but
Well, see, and that's where Ralph and Ralphie could
That could have
distinguish.
worked.
You could have
That
been
could have
Ralphie, little Ralphie.
But when you're 3 and 4 and 5, these are not the decisions you make.
No.
it's
They're
thrust
made for
upon you.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was nice. She said it's too plain a name for an interesting person. I said thank you, Miriam.
You know
I
what's a plain name? John Smith. That is
You can't get
one
much more plain than that.
plain name.
They say
Smith is my real last name.
It is not.
Yeah. No, and I've told you that before.
No.
I was adopted by my stepfather, Warren Allred.
I did not know this.
My father, paternal father, yeah, my birth father, his name was Smith, Dick Smith.
Uncle Bill?
No, but
Uncle Bill?
as plain a name as John Smith, Bill Smith.
I have never met another John Smith.
How is that possible?
I do not know. I know that there's like 50 of them on my Twitter account because I just went through and followed everybody with my name one day just out of boredom.
Wow, you really need something to do in here.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. Twitter was in its infancy at the time. I was wasting time at another radio station.
Oh, okay. As long as you're not here.
You've got a screw loose somewhere.
My young daughter Scarlett, who was on the show last week, she sent me with Tootsie Rolls for you guys.
Oh, I love Tootsie Rolls.
Give Carrie, Bill, and Gina Tootsie Rolls.
Are they just regular Tootsie Rolls,
They're
the chocolate, or are they flavored?
They are just the chocolate.
And are they little nibs, or did she spring for the big
long ones?
She sprung for the big.
The standard diameter, but they are long.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of her.
Because I love the flavored ones. I like the
vanilla ones?
the
I
lime.
like all those too.
I like the vanilla ones the best.
Those are yum.
But she remembered your names, which I thought was funny.
That's funny.
Give these to Carrie, Bill, and Gina at your work.
At your work.
That's
nice.
I prefer the Tootsie Roll with the it's the log.
Yeah,
and
that has the little cardboard thing on the bottom,
and it's got the indentations where you're supposed to break them off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being told where to break it.
I'm looking forward to the days that I can eat Tootsie Rolls because right now I'd probably lose a tooth.
That's true.
Have you had your teeth? You haven't had your teeth done yet.
No, this week.
Good luck.
So,
all right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
Oh, wait, I have to find it. What have they been putting in that softening stuff on them or something? Or?
Diet Coke. That's the softening stuff.
All right, here we go.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
Well, at 6:45 and then at 8:45, it's Things That Must Go. So please send yours to radiofromhell@x96.com. Yeah, that's it. And put Must Go in the subject line.
At 7 a.m., I will be reviewing Black Panther, spoiler-free.
And then at 9, it's Corey's Community and Concert Calendar.
Well, that's all on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Good enough?
I guess. My garage door got fixed.
It did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Phew.
Did they say what the problem was?
No, and this is just through my wife. They did say, he said, I'm going to look at it and see if I can figure out why it does seem to, you've had more problems with it than you should have.
Yep. I think the guy that installed it needs to answer for these problems.
He went to Mexico.
He's not available.
He's not available. All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
If it weren't for my rage, I'd just sit around in pain all day.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative.